Hi, Chad. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but what the hell is going on with my camera? It's like, well, that's weird. It's only turning on when I don't know if you guys can even see this. Hold on. Yeah, this is um this is weird. Uh hmm. Like my camera is not working at all. So, all right, well, we're gonna I don't know, it updated and now it's not like wanting to chooch. So, yeah, this is what the hell is going on here? Settings, camera, high definition. Yeah, this is fucking trippy. Oh, there we go. Finally it showed up. There we go. Ah, there we go, chat. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you guys here. We have day 2 of Kouri Richins, but we also have day 3 because apparently it only went for like an hour today. I don't know why that happened, but we're going to get right into it. Remember, Kouri Richins is accused of murdering her husband with fentanyl. And yeah. So let's get to it. And we'll pick up right where we left off. Thank you to Afix for the help with putting this all together. And yeah, let's get after it. Remember, they were getting ready. The medical examiner was getting ready to talk. I understand this is boring, but we do need to see this. It's all part of the process. So here we go.
Contents. We're looking at all of that so that A, we can see what it looks like, and B, so then we can retain it.
Oh, hold on here, chat. 338.
So a lot of different things that we can examine and document to explain why the person is dead. We also draw different blood samples, urine sample, gastric contents. We're looking at all of that so that A, we can see what it looks like, and B, so then we can retain it for toxicology purposes.
I see. So you go through, it sounds like you go through these methodically, like system by bodily system.
Yes.
Okay, is that the
Anyone does this? Hold on, chat.
It is.
You mentioned also that you take samples, blood, gastric, etc. Do you always analyze those, or is that just by case by case?
Some items are case by case. We'll routinely do toxicology analysis on blood and vitreous fluid. So that allows us to screen for common things, and then we can determine whether an expanded panel is needed or other testing. Since this case was during the COVID era, pretty much everybody was getting swabs so that COVID PCR could be done. And then there's other microbiological cultures that might be performed on a case-by-case basis, as well as other types of laboratory testing for, say, like potassium level or something like that. So it depends on why we think the person might have died to answer those questions.
Do those samples get sent out to other labs, or are they examined internally at the medical examiner's office?
They get sent out to other laboratories.
I see. You talk now about generally the procedure. Is that what you followed in this case?
Yes.
Okay. With identification, you mentioned right off the bat is an important thing. Is that what you did in this case?
Yes. So obviously at the scene, because he was at his residence, his wife was able to identify him. But we also look at photographic identification, meaning driver's license, and we can compare that to the individual to make sure that they look like their photo. So that's if it's a case where there's additional identification needed, because maybe we don't know who they are and they don't have any identification with them, then we can do fingerprint analysis, or we have to go further, we can do DNA analysis.
But you didn't have to in this case.
No.
So do you have a worksheet or something that you use as you go along and write information, such as the time, the seal number, and all those things?
Yes, there's an autopsy worksheet.
Okay. Can I show to the witness States Exhibit 10-4? Do you see that up there?
Yes.
Do you recognize it?
So it's a body diagram
Okay.
showing notes that I made during the autopsy.
Okay, and is it a true and accurate copy of that worksheet?
Yes.
State would offer States Exhibit 10-4.
Yes. Okay. 10-4 is admitted.
Would ask to publish that.
Here we are.
Okay, there's one thing I wanted to have you identify. Is have you written down the tag number from the seal?
Yes, I have.
And what's that number?
It's 0002713.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on then to the external exam. What did you notice or anything? We can take 10. I don't think that 10-4 is necessary.
So basically, he had evidence that he had received CPR. He had an endotracheal tube in his mouth. He had needles in both shoulders in order for IV fluid to be submitted. He also had defibrillator pads that were on him. There was really no evidence of injury. EKG pads were also present, and I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, was there blood present externally on his face?
There was.
Can you explain that?
So in cases of potential drug overdose, it is not unusual for opiate overdoses specifically to have pulmonary edema. So you've got foaming of the mouth coming from the lungs. And then in addition to that, then when you are receiving CPR and you have that intrathoracic pressure that every time a compression is made, that's contributing to the lung injury. And so it's not unusual to have blood seeping out with that fluid from just the vasculature of the lungs. But in addition, when somebody gets intubated, there's a risk that they might get mouth injury or they might get other injury just when the tube is being inserted. And so with that, every time you're doing a compression, you've got potentially a blood-tinged fluid that's spurting out.
I see. Did you see any evidence of injury that contributed to death during your external examination?
No.
Okay. Let's move on then to your internal examination. What is the first thing that you look at?
Well, the first thing I looked at were the ribs. He had rib fractures on the left side, on the front. I believe it was ribs 4 and 5 were fractured, which was most likely from CPR.
I see.
And then you remove the chest plate and you're looking at the heart and lungs.
Well, let's take a look then. Let's go down system by system. Did you lay those out system by system in a report that you subsequently produced?
I did.
Okay. Cardiovascular system. There's a mention here of 50% occlusion. Could you tell the jury a little bit about what that means?
So it just means that he had the beginning stages of coronary artery disease, so that the lumen of the vessels in his heart were thickened. It's usually not thought to be significant until they're at least 75% occluded or more. And this is a common finding in adult males in general, and then adult women as they also age. There was no indication of any kind of coronary artery thrombus to indicate that he had a blood clot form in his heart and cause a heart attack. And so there was no damage to the heart muscle. The heart was within normal range for weight.
Okay. So that was not a cause of death?
No.
Okay. Respiratory system, you noted trachea, bronchi, foam present.
Correct.
I think you've said that was probably from CPR.
So it's probably originated from his fentanyl overdose.
I see.
CPR can also cause pulmonary edema, but since he had no return of circulation during this CPR process, the majority of that fluid and that foam probably originated from the drug overdose, but CPR can still contribute to it.
I see. Okay. Pleural surface small tan white nodules.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So on the surface of his lungs, he had these little tiny white nodules all over, which are little granulomas. I looked at them. So in addition to removing all of the organs, I also did histologic examination on the main organs, which means I took a little piece of tissue so that it could then be cut very thinly and then stained and looked at under the microscope. So
and did you look under the microscope at these?
I did.
Okay.
And so you can visually see them on the lungs just looking at them grossly. They were very obvious. And they're just little small granulomas that were coating the surface of the lungs.
I see. And Is there some significance in this case about those?
There is, because his history, his work employment history, he was a stonemason. And so all of that dust that's created when you're cutting either brick or blocks, you can inhale it if you're not wearing a respirator or a mask. And then that goes into your lungs, and your body tries to protect itself by sequestering that stuff off. And so then these little granulomas form.
I see. Did that contribute to his death?
I don't believe it did. He had the granulomas present. He also had a small amount of pleural fluid present associated with these, but it wasn't significant enough. There wasn't like scar tissue that was in his lungs that was preventing him from breathing or anything like that. So I felt like it did not contribute to his death.
Did you note anything about his liver?
That
biliary?
stone dust will
Biliary?
fuck you up eventually, though.
From my recollection, the liver was
It's like
normal.
getting
There was no
silicosis.
surprises there.
It's no bueno.
What did you note, if anything, about the digestive system?
Again, I don't have any notes in front of me, but he had about 700 milliliters of pink fluid that also had like food particles in it that were partially digested. Some of that was retained and saved for toxicology purposes.
Did you have a discussion with Brianna Peterson from NMS about the volume that you measured from the gastric?
I may have, I don't recollect it.
I see. Do you have any idea about the pink coloration? Was that from anything that you're aware of, or
No.
was it okay? Urogenital system.
Okay.
Was there anything? No. Did you?
His
notice-
Kidneys
Balls!
looked fine. Bladder looked fine. The genitalia all looked normal within limits. So
reticuloendothelial system.
So that's referring to more like your organs, like the spleen or lymph nodes, things that have to do with immune response. And he did have, so when you have those types of granulomas in the lungs, it's not unusual for the lymph nodes surrounding the lungs to also have the same kind of stuff in them and also have granuloma formation. And I did see that when I did histology on those lymph nodes in that area.
I see.
Otherwise, the spleen and everything was normal.
Okay. Endocrine system. Was there anything that you documented?
No.
Excuse me. And musculoskeletal system. Anything?
Other than the rib fractures, it was all normal.
On the broken ribs for
Now, you mentioned
CPR.
you sent some samples out to histology. Did you receive those things back and look under the microscope yourself later?
I did for part of them. I did. Part of them were examined, I guess, at the state lab. So let me clarify. So we did microbiology testing of the lungs, which you just collect a swab. And so each lung was swabbed and sent to the lab. We had that tested for bacterial infection as well as fungal infection and then TB infection. And that was significant because we had all of these granulomas in the lungs, as well as he recently had a history of having COVID. And so just to confirm that there was no active infection going on that I could document that was causing those granulomas, like TB, for example, or any kind of fungal infection, all to explain what was going on in the lungs. And the only thing that I saw, again, was the granulomas that were due to his work history. In addition, I did special stains to confirm that there were no fungal elements present and that there were no significant changes to the lung tissue, as well as the heart and the liver and the kidneys. I did see the granulomas in the lungs and those lymph nodes.
So absolutely no fungal infection in the lungs.
No. And to clarify, that was not by culture. That was only by looking at the stain. So
Did you? We'll get to that, I guess, in just a minute. I guess with histology, you also sent out liver sample epiglottis, or was this just part of your internal exam? Maybe I mixed that up.
I think I did submit a section of the epiglottis, and I'm not sure whether that was specifically because he had a history of allergies that was reported, and just to confirm that there was no evidence of anaphylaxis.
And was there?
The tissue was denuded, but I did not see any evidence of histamine release granules that were in the tissue itself. So I can't. It did not appear that anaphylaxis was an issue.
Okay. Did you send out samples or send out samples to the health department for disease and fungal cultures?
So I did for the bacterial cultures. I did for the TB stain or the mycobacterium stain. And I don't have the autopsy report in front of me, so I can't answer a lot of this stuff.
Would it be helpful to look at your report?
It would be, yes.
And approach the Does that look familiar to you?
Yes, this is the report that was generated by myself after the autopsy examination was performed on Mr. Richins.
Can you find the portion of your report where you're talking about disease, the samples that you sent to the public health lab?
So for the public health lab, we did an auramine O stain, which is a special stain that they do looking for acid-fast bacteria, and that's to help rule out tuberculosis, which again would be something that would cause that type of granuloma pattern on the lungs. And that was negative as reported by them because they observed it. I did not look at that particular slide. In addition, we did bacterial cultures, again, on the right and left lung. Those grew up multiple organisms, and when I see that, usually what it means is it's just normal flora from the respiratory tree, and then as you are dead, these organisms just continue to grow inside your body, and so you will see more of them show up with these postmortem cultures. If the person was dead from a specific bacterial infection, say like streptococcal pneumonia or something like that, you should predominantly just see the streptococcal bacteria and not all of this other stuff quite as broadly. So that just looked like postmortem change. And then we did a blood bacterial culture, which also, it came back no growth. And so there was no evidence of any kind of sepsis. The COVID swab for SARS-CoV-2, which is the organism name, that was positive. So he did test positive for COVID. And my understanding is that he had been sick with COVID-like symptoms, more of like a cold, recently prior to his.
Another COVID-related death, chat. Another COVID-related death. If only he had gotten his shot, he would not have died. Rip, rip, rip. Joe Biden was right. Get your shot.
Stuff. But at the time of autopsy, he did not show any evidence of like pneumonia that we would normally see for someone who's dying from COVID.
Your Honor, there's a good little portion left. I wanted to know, based on time, if this could we break and return to Dr. Ulmer, or would it be?
Any objection, Mr. Ramos?
No, everybody would like that.
Okay. I need you to sit tight for just a moment, if you don't mind. Folks, let's take a lunch break. We have lunch for you. It's 12:10. Why don't we come back at 12:45? Is that agreeable, counsel?
Yes, to the state judge.
If I can get up just a little bit more, let's get the issue that we're going
No problem. 1 o'clock?
I'll take anything. Thank you, Judge.
Man, this guy in his
1
half-hour
p.m. We'll be
lunch
back on
is
the record. I
ridiculous.
appreciate it. Please stand for the jury.
How do you live on that? How am I not watching chat? You guys are babbling in Spanish. I don't know what it means. Like, I'm assuming it means good things. Like, I know what fat means. I don't see grande. So I can handle the rest of that. And by the way, I am not painting. I am measuring some things. Somebody asked me to measure some stuff. So, not painting. So just, you guys have fun with that. But a half-hour lunch, man, this shit's for the birds. How can anybody do anything in a half hour for lunch? It's not fair at all.
To address before inviting the jury back in?
No, Your Honor. From my perspective, Ulmer, no.
Mr. Ramos?
Sorry.
Okay, yes, that's
Okay,
there too.
anything,
I understand that
on the
word.
record before we invite the jury back in?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're still under oath. Okay, sounds good. Have some water. Okay. We're ready for the jury.
Kid I knew in high school, he got in trouble because he wanted the name Pedro Grande Gordo y Loco, Big Fat Crazy Peter. Yeah, see, I don't speak all this. I don't speak Mexican, sorry.
Mr. Burmester, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dr. Ulmer, when we last left off, we were talking about the results from the Public Health Department.
Yes.
Neighboring the Public Health Department is the tox lab. my understanding is there was you had sent a vitreous sample to the tox lab for testing there.
It was routine to send vitreous samples to the state toxicology lab for volatile testing, which would be looking for various alcohols, like alcohol that you would ingest, like ethyl alcohol or methanol or other alcohols that could be determined whether that would participate in the cause of death or not.
And vitreous fluid is from the eyes?
That's correct.
Okay. So in this case, did you get a result back from them?
If I can get that report back, that would be helpful. But my recollection was that the vitreous fluid was negative for any type of volatiles. Thank you. Yes, it's none detected for ethanol, acetone, isopropanol, or methanol.
Okay. Is there something important about vitreous versus blood with regards to alcohol? that
For
you're
one,
aware of?
well, it's multiple things, actually. For one thing, it's kind of a sequestered area. You don't have direct blood flow to that area, so things just kind of pass through the membranes as opposed to having direct blood flow. And so it's kind of protected and it's delayed. And so like if you're comparing like a blood alcohol to the vitreous alcohol, the blood alcohol will be different than the vitreous alcohol depending on whether the alcohol is going up or going down in the intoxication time frame.
I see.
And then also because it's protected, you're less likely to have bacterial contamination of the vitreous fluid because some bacteria produce alcohols during decomposition. So you have more of the sequestered environment.
Okay, so more perfect record, so to speak.
Yes.
So did you, you also sent out samples to NMS labs?
That's correct.
And what is NMS labs to your knowledge?
I'm sorry.
What is NMS labs to your knowledge? I mean,
They're a reference laboratory that does toxicology testing. So they do clinical toxicology as well as forensic toxicology. And we were using them at that time for any of our more complicated cases.
I see. Okay, and so you send it, and this lab is located in a different state or something?
That's correct. I believe it's in Pennsylvania.
I see. Did you get a result from them?
I did.
And what information did you get?
So the primary information was that there was a fentanyl level of 15 and a norfentanyl level of 3.3, and those are both in nanograms per mil. Additional information that was not confirmed but still indicated presence was naloxone, caffeine, and 4-ANPP.
Okay, so, and that's from the blood samples that were sent?
Correct. I'm sorry, because we did two different stages of testing.
Okay.
So this was all of the blood testing. And then after I got this testing back and we decided we needed more information, then we also had testing performed on gastric contents. And the purpose of that was to A, determine if there were any other drugs present in the stomach contents that weren't necessarily showing up in the blood test. And then B, to give an idea of where the fentanyl might be coming from, because the question would be, was it orally ingested or was it injected, or, you know, trying to narrow that down a little bit.
Okay.
And so that was part of the rationale for doing the gastric testing.
Let's stick to the blood for a minute. First of all, where did you draw the blood?
So initially they probably would have attempted to do a femoral stick, but because when you die and you start going through all of these changes that your body goes through after you're dead, the blood clots. And so I'm not sure if this was specifically what happened for this case, but they probably tried to draw femoral blood. And because it's a smaller gauge needle, because they're just going down through the skin, they were probably unsuccessful in getting any of the blood to come up into the needle in any significant amount.
When you say they, who is they?
The autopsy techs assisting on the case with the autopsy, so that we have folks who are trained to assist with the autopsies. And so they will a lot of times do the toxicology sample collection.
Okay, so it's a team.
It's a team.
You and these other personnel.
That's correct. Our office is way too busy to just have the doc go boom, 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 and do everything. So
I see. And so did whoever drew the blood from that team, where did they end up getting it from?
So they ended up having to go inside when we opened the body up, and they entered in through the inferior vena cava. And then you direct it down towards the femoral artery, because the syringe that you're using when you're collecting these samples, when you're going into the body, not through the skin, but once you're inside and actually doing it, is a huge syringe with a big long needle. So the needle itself is probably 5 to 6 inches long.
I see. So I'm not sure, femoral artery, I gather is the legs?
We're going for the, yeah. So it's,
By your finger.
but usually when you're collecting it, when you're going through the skin, you're going in the groin area.
I see.
And so you kind of go femoral, inguinal region. And so in this particular case, we weren't necessarily getting specifically femoral blood, but we weren't.
I'm gonna have to call chat. I'm gonna have to go to the ICE facility and see if they'll come and they're gonna have to deport. You're gonna have to get deported, chat. I'm gonna have to find new chatters. If you quit talking Mexican, I'm gonna have to find new chat. So let's fix it.
Getting blood specifically from the inferior vena cava, either it was in that region.
Okay, so what is the inferior vena cava?
So in the body, you have.
I don't know
arteries
if
and
that's
veins.
any
The
better.
arteries, generally, you're taking blood from the lungs that's oxygenated, and the heart distributes it out to the different portions of your body.
Okay.
And then the veins bring the deoxygenated blood back. And so the best source for collecting toxicology samples is peripheral blood, which is further away.
Okay.
And so when you're talking about the inferior vena cava, the leg veins come back and they connect in the middle, and this is the inferior vena cava that then eventually moves the blood back up to the heart. And so that's the process of bringing the peripheral blood then back up. And so it's still essentially peripheral blood, but you're getting closer to the major organs.
Okay, we'll talk about any problems with that in just a minute. So this quantity, you said there was, I think you said 15 nanograms per milliliter of fentanyl?
That's correct.
Okay. As a medical examiner, is that, explain what the importance of that number is.
So what you're doing is you're taking the information that you have and you're looking and comparing it to what would be expected in someone who's not taking the drug at all. You expect not to find any. Someone who's taking it as a prescribed medication, so you expect it to be within therapeutic range. And then once you start seeing above that, then you have the potential to go into a level that would be toxic, and if it's high enough, then potentially cause death.
Okay. And in this case, the number 15 nanograms in the blood, given its location.
So with the information available to me at the time of the autopsy, the decedent did not have a history of any kind of illicit drug use or prescription medication abuse. So the fentanyl level should have been 0. There should not have been any fentanyl or norfentanyl present. The fact that I have fentanyl present tells me that fentanyl was obviously ingested at some point recent. And then if you try to manipulate from the information that's available in the toxicology report, as well as other toxicology references, then there's kind of estimated therapeutic range versus toxic range versus.
15 nanograms per milliliter, is that a toxic range?
In someone who is not prescribed this medication and taking it routinely, it is toxic.
And what is norfentanyl?
Norfentanyl is a metabolite of fentanyl. So you're ingesting the fentanyl drug, and then it's being absorbed and going through the liver, and then you are having it broken down into other pieces. And norfentanyl is one of those metabolites.
Okay. And okay, when it breaks down like this, is it the body's way of getting rid of this toxin? I mean, it's breaking it down so it can.
It could be breaking it down to be getting rid of it, or it could be breaking it down into a component that actually does the work.
I see.
So the drug that you ingest may not be the drug that's active. It might break down into other components that are active, or there might be other variables that play into it that I'm not describing very well because it's been too long since I've done this.
The at some point in your at some point in this process, did you request a Doppel report? You know, the report of any prescriptions.
That was a routine process that we did on cases, just to review and see if there were things that we should be paying attention to. And in this particular case, I believe that we reviewed at least 1 year's worth of medical history, and we might have gone back even a little bit further once we saw the fentanyl present. But I don't have any further information other than just the fact that there was nothing that was seen except for some testosterone. I believe was the only thing that we saw that was in Doppel. So they don't see all medications. I think they just predominantly see things that are classified.
Schedule 1,
Right,
2, 3.
right.
Your Honor, I'd like to just show the court and the council State's Exhibit 1-27.
One moment, please. I'll fix that. I promise. Scott, do me a favor. Would you mind unplugging and plugging back in to see if that helps?
Ooh, Jasper the Cat Dude says out of Miami County, Ohio, down in my old stomping grounds, down by Troy, T-Roy, Ohio. Guy smoked his wife, possible affair, stage a scene. Woo! We'll have to look into that, man. Thank you, dude. Jasper the Cat Dude. You know, I'm glad you're helping me instead of helping Phil. You know, you help who deserves it. Also, I still don't understand, guys, with all the... I don't understand the Spanish, so it still doesn't help me. Wait, how do I fix it? I thought time out. I thought you guys are fucking around in chat. I didn't realize like it's on my end. Do I need to fix it or what? You're saying fix chat, you boomer. I'm like, this you guys fucking around. So just stop. Oh, the issue's on every channel tonight? What, everybody's getting retarded? Oh, no. Anyways, let's keep going.
Yes. I'm just asking, okay.
Mr. Burmester, the witness is currently looking at states 1-27.
Your Honor, the state would proffer that 1-27 is a self-authenticating document, and we would offer states 127.
Is there any objection? What's that? Is this one page document?
It should be 2 pages, Your Honor.
It's not the second page. I don't know that Mr. Ramos saw the second page. And you should take a look at the second page.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Let's see the first one.
Of course.
All right.
Excuse me.
There we go.
Did the medical examiner's office receive prescription medication bottles and or prescriptions with the body?
Yes, they did.
And so did you or your team make note of those?
Yes, there was information in the investigator's report, and then there's also a separate form that shows the inventory that would have been done by a different investigator.
Okay. Can I take a look at States or Defense Exhibit 3006? I think that's been offered and admitted and published.
Yes.
So,
Hasn't been published yet, but-
oh, it hasn't?
No.
Okay. We asked that it be published.
Okay, 1 moment. There you go.
Okay. So there appears to be 5 substances. Can you, I guess they're not substances. These are taken from labels of bottles.
Yes, these are medications.
Okay. Can you, starting from the top, going down to the bottom, can we talk about those?
So there's an injectable form of testosterone, doxycycline, hydrocodone/acetaminophen, and then disulfiram and naltrexone.
Okay. So let's take, what is the doxycycline?
It's an antibiotic. It's a broad spectrum antibiotic.
And according to the label, when was that prescribed?
That was prescribed July 3rd of 2019.
Okay. By Dr. Peterson?
Correct.
Okay. Then the next one is hydrocodone.
It was prescribed June 29th of 2016 by Dr. Charles Lind.
And hydrocodone, do you know what that is? Or
It's a pain medication. It's another opiate pain medication.
okay. Then we've got disulfiram.
Disulfiram was prescribed December 9th of 2019 by Dr. Andrew Peterson.
And does it have multiple uses?
It does. As a prescribed drug, it's commonly used for alcohol prevention. So another common name for it is antabuse.
Yes, sir.
And then as an off-label use, it's used for chronic symptoms of Lyme disease.
I see. And naltrexone.
Naltrexone was prescribed August 24th of 2020 by Dr. Hunderman. Again, it's also used for helping to prevent people from drinking. And then it's also used for opiate reduction. So
And does it have an off-label use?
it's also used for chronic symptoms or complications from Lyme disease.
And this last one was prescribed in when?
2020. It's August 24th of 2020.
And how many were prescribed according to the label?
90 pills were prescribed. There were still 88 pills that were remaining.
Now, this is probably a super dumb question, but take hydrocodone, for example. If it's old and beyond its expiration date, does it spoil, like food spoils and becomes more toxic or not?
Not that I'm aware of. Generally, what happens is that these medications tend to get less useful. They get weaker, if anything, but pretty much for a lot of them, they're stable for a really long time.
Let's move on. You said that at some point you asked to have NMS lab examine the gastric contents.
I did.
And you published a second report?
Yes.
This is the... in case you have to, if you can't remember, you've got the gastric in the main one?
I hope. Well, the supplemental is attached with the original, so I got it.
So what was tested for out of the gastric contents?
So again, it was for a complex toxicology panel that does, a wide range of drugs. And in this particular, so in the gastric contents, and I just have to be careful when I'm looking at this because they've combined both items into one report. So there was some ethanol present. That was 279 milligrams per deciliter.
Okay, let's talk about that for just a second. Does that mean there was 279 milligrams per deciliter of vodka or beer in his stomach when they tested it?
Well, it's not that simple because you have to take the volume of the gastric contents and then determine a bunch of information. So in essence, yes, per the aliquot that was measured, this is my understanding of it, that's the amount that was present in that test.
Now you mentioned before about decomposition. Is that a potential problem for this?
It is.
Sample?
It is because you'll have bacterial contamination in the stomach, and so that could potentially create a false positive.
Is there a way to determine what is alcoholic beverage versus decomposition alcohol?
No.
What else did you receive back?
So there was a presumptive positive for acetaminophen. There was a presumptive positive for caffeine.
You guys are
Quetiapine,
still in
which is an
Spanish. Oh my
antipsychotic
God.
medication, was present at
Stephen
16,000
Cooper's
nanograms
raising
per
the
ml.
profit.
The ethanol
Oh,
level was
Jesus.
confirmed. Again, fentanyl was present at 20,000 nanograms per mil, and then norfentanyl was present at 52 nanograms per mil, and acetylfentanyl was present at 29 nanograms per mil.
As a medical examiner, do
Benjamin.
those numbers mean something?
They mean call the toxicologist.
Okay.
Basically, as a medical examiner, I can say
Call the
that
toxicologist. I don't know what this means.
we know that he reportedly had a drink at bedtime, so that might explain that presence of ethanol, or it could be decomposition, either one. We know that he was not reported to be taking any medication, so then I have no explanation for the quetiapine or the norfentanyl or fentanyl or the acetylfentanyl.
You've already said for someone who is not using fentanyl that the 15 nanograms per milliliter in the blood was potentially toxic.
Correct.
How about 20,000 nanograms per milliliter in the stomach?
I can honestly say, since I haven't talked to a toxicologist in over 3 years, that I would defer to them because it sounds like a lot, but without having reference ranges to go by or someone to consult, I would not jump on that bandwagon by myself.
Quetiapine, did you find any evidence that he had been prescribed quetiapine, either through Doppel or through the medicines that you looked at?
No, and I didn't see any mention of it in the medical records that I had reviewed at that time. So,
Well, that's a good point. When you made your report, were you able to come to an opinion, a conclusion
yes,
about cause and manner of death?
yes.
And at that time, what was it that you were relying on to render this opinion?
So I was relying on information that was provided by family members on, how he'd been feeling or how he'd been acting. I was relying on information that was acquired by our death investigator. I was relying on information provided by law enforcement. And then I was also reviewing medical records from the physicians that I knew of that I could get records from.
Okay. In addition to your own observations of autopsy. Again.
Right. And then in addition to,
Lab
reviewing Doppel and seeing what
So-
his history was.
Okay. So, what was your opinion of the cause of death?
My opinion of the cause of death was drug intoxication by fentanyl.
In addition to the NMS labs, was there other evidence that you looked at specifically, say, for example, pulmonary edema that corroborated the information that NMS labs provided?
Yes, he had heavy lungs and foamy edema. Like I said before, some of that could have been contributed to the CPR, but it was still quite an abundant amount that was present. So I would have a hard time excluding that wasn't also caused by the drug intoxication.
That primarily occurs due to opioids,
Yes,
and
it can happen with other medications too that cause respiratory depression. But
there weren't any other intoxicants or medications other than fentanyl
that were prescribed or that were contributing.
that we know of. There was quetiapine found, fentanyl found.
Quetiapine can cause some sedation, but in this instance where we didn't initially see it in the blood,
Mhm.
I don't know what to make of that since it was only seen in the gastric.
What opinion did you come to with regards to manner of death?
Could not be determined.
Okay, now let's talk about that determination is guided by a statutory scheme. Is that true?
Yes, we have classifications that it's divided into, and basically it's for statistical purposes. It's not really designed for other purposes per se. And so we're limited to natural, accident, homicide. I'm just blanking here.
Suicide?
It's suicide, and then undetermined as well. And so because this investigation was still ongoing when I retired, I felt that could not be determined was the best solution for me to finish my report before I retired.
Okay. So were there some, since the investigation's ongoing, you didn't have access to certain things?
Correct?
Did you have access to the forensic examination of electronic devices?
No.
Did you have access to financial documents investigation?
No.
Okay. At some point, do you release your report to family? Or
Yes, unless there's some reason not to. Yes, they need it for insurance purposes and just other documentary reasons.
okay. So on, can we take a look at State's Exhibit 124, please?
We just had it.
Do you recognize this?
No. Oh, it's scrolling through, so
Oh, okay.
it's a records request form.
Okay. There's some notations on it about ready for pickup. And
You may need to zoom in, Mr. Firmser.
this record is from Office of Medical Examiner, is it not?
Yes, but it's not something I would normally be looking at. So
I see. Okay. We can, let's move on. During the course following the death of Eric Richins, until the records were released, did you have an occasion to talk to Kouri Richins?
yes, multiple times.
Okay. And how did that, mechanically, how did that operate?
She would call and leave a message with the front office staff. The front office would leave a message on my desk, a written actual message form.
Can we see State's Exhibit 122, please?
And then I would call her back.
Okay.
Do you want to see 122?
122.
My apologies, one moment. Witness can see it.
Okay.
Are those the slips that you received from your reception?
Yes.
Okay. And then, is it the policy of the OME to document when you talk to people, such as when you call?
Yes, we have a log form that we fill out.
Okay. I see State's Exhibit 123. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, it would have been information that I typed in from a conversation.
Okay. On March 17th, and then later, April 21st of 2022?
Correct.
Do you have an independent recollection of those conversations today?
Not explicitly, no.
So, did Kouri Richins provide you certain information in those conversations?
Yeah, she provided me a lot of health-related information, indicated that he'd had Lyme disease 2 years ago, and that he was still having problems with neuropathy. So, therefore, he was getting treated for that. And that's apparently a chronic problem that you can have with Lyme if it's not treated right away with antibiotics. Also indicating that he wasn't feeling well currently, or right before his death, that he was not feeling well in general and his chest hurt.
Did you explain to her about the granulomas that you observed?
Yes, and so the not feeling well and chest hurt could have been part of the problem with just recovering from COVID, as well as this granulomatous lung disease that he'd had from his chronic work exposure.
Okay. Did she offer up any other information to you?
That his mom had died from a fungal infection 3 years prior.
Okay.
And so, we did fungal stains just to make sure that his lungs weren't showing any indication of fungal pneumonia. And then just the fact that, he was a stonemason, and that's where he was getting this exposure to what I was seeing in these granulomas. So that was helpful to me because, he's cutting stone. So
you mentioned that you did the stain that's part of the histology. You went back and looked for or was that
that was for the fungal organisms. Yeah.
And did you exclude that?
Yes.
On April 21st, you had another conversation with Kouri Richins?
Yes, I did. And I believe that I indicated that the case was still ongoing. I asked if he ever had any history of drug use, and she said, other than just using some THC gummies, he had no history of drug use. So that was helpful.
Never used drugs is what your note says?
Correct.
Did she talk to you about those two substances on your list, the last one,
Yeah.
EPOH tests?
Welcome back, chat. I'm glad. I was kind of worried. But anyways, welcome back, chat. We missed you. Real quick, Benjamin or BGMin 2000 says YouTube is broken this time. You have to add something to fool the filter. I'm gonna add full Sheena and my senses with cookie. Well, thank you. But I'm glad you're back, chat. Welcome back. I know this isn't the most revealing things here, but this is stuff we got to get through. So,
yeah, the medications that are used for helping people not to drink. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, basically he was being prescribed those medications to try and help with his chronic Lyme symptoms.
I see. Did she say he hadn't used those for a while?
That he hadn't taken any of it for 4 months.
One moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are we admitting 122 or 123?
The state would offer State's Exhibit 123.
Any objection, counsel?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, no. Okay, 1-23 is admitted.
No,
Mr. Ramos is witness. Okay, very good. Good one. Okay, very good.
Just 123. We can. I have no problem doing it. Just,
Can we do 122 as well?
Okay, very good. States 1-22 is also admitted.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Hi.
How's retirement? Besides today.
It's good.
Good.
I recommend it.
I'll get there one day. We talk about a lot, and I'm trying to kind of drink out of a fire hose, so I'll try to follow some semblance of a good timeline. But I want to talk about what you just left off on. You indicated chronic Lyme. Could you explain what that is?
So with Lyme disease, you can get kind of an antibody response that then also affects your body as it's trying to ward off the Lyme infection. And so you can end up with like chronic fatigue syndrome or peripheral neuropathy or things like that, things that maybe more recently people would associate with long COVID. So
Okay. Is it painful? Pleasant?
I guess it can be.
you guess.
Yeah, I mean, peripheral neuropathy is definitely can be painful. So some people will just have tingly pinpoint feelings. Other people, maybe they just.
David from MLS, good to see you, saying, Sean, can you list the evidence which has been admitted thus far, which tends to prove Kouri Richins' guilt? She's a woman. She's white. At this point, really, there hasn't been anything. It's just she seemed really sketchy, and she didn't seem to cry like a normal person would. That's really it. And then we also find out that she and her sister-in-law absolutely hated each other, which is like shocker. I mean, that all happens. And, you know, she tried to like sell the house right away. And I mean, all of that stuff. But yeah, other than that, really not much else. Not much else than being a white woman. I mean, but you know, in 2026 America, that's enough. Give her the chair.
Just can't feel anything. So it varies from person to person. So.
And did you gather more information about Eric's Lyme disease and the pain that he was feeling?
No, I have not had the opportunity to review any of his medical records that I reviewed 3+ years ago. So my current recollection is limited to reviewing the information that I have available to me.
That's fair. Did you confirm that he actually had Lyme disease?
No, but it was in his medical record, I do believe.
Okay. Would you have been able to, having what you had at the time, you doing the autopsy, the records you had, would you have been able to confirm that?
I don't know how long the antibodies stick around, so I can't answer that effectively.
So possibly.
Possibly, but I don't know.
Okay. You indicated that one of the, and I can't remember which one, so if you can't remember, we'll pull up the medication that was listed. You mentioned opioid reduction for one of them. Do you recall that?
That's the naltrexone.
Naltrexone. And that was found in the system, correct?
No, naloxone was found in a system that would have been given by when they were doing CPR, so that would have been given by EMS.
So the naltrexone, that's the one you had a prescription for?
Correct.
Tell me about opioid reduction. What do you mean by that?
So for people who are chronic abusers, whether it's using too much of their prescription medication or using illegal narcotics, and when they want to stop, then they might need something else to help them stop.
Okay. And do you recall how many were left?
Of the naltrexone?
Correct. Would it be helpful to pull it up?
Yes, it would be very helpful.
Just publish it just
I
to
want to say it was like
the doctor.
88 out of 90. So 90 were prescribed and there were still 88 present.
And how do you know, with the information you have, do you know how often they were, or Mr. Richins was told to take it?
If I were to go back and review the scene photos and look at the bottle, then yes.
But not with what you have.
Not with what I have, no. But this prescription was from 2020.
And do you know if those who are prescribed naloxone, is it something that you need to take daily, or does it vary just whenever you feel the urge, I guess?
I'm sure it's supposed to be taken on a certain time frame, but I don't know what that time frame is.
No problem. Mr. Burmester was talking to you about the blood alcohol level, or rather the presence of alcohol. I'd like to talk about that now.
Mhm.
So you mentioned that initially there was no presence found in the initial testing, but then there was an expanded panel done, and it was at that point that it was found.
Well, it was found in a different sample.
Correct. The gastric.
So the initial testing was done on the vitreous fluid, which was negative.
And was it found in the blood?
No,
So in the vitreous and the blood, no alcohol found, correct?
correct,
But then when the expanded one, it was the gastric, is that correct?
correct.
Now, does that tell you in your profession, and you mentioned earlier that maybe it's a toxicologist world, so let me know if that's the case here, that does it tell you those two things that you have, or I guess three, blood, vitreous, right, and then gastric, does it tell you kind of chicken before the egg, which one was ingested first? Can you tell me that?
I don't think she
can
can.
tell you that there was no measurable intoxicant related to alcohol that was in his blood or vitreous.
And with your knowledge, if it's in your gastric, does that indicate timing-wise whether that was first and then it goes to the blood?
If it's from ingestion, I would say possibly. If it's from bacterial decomposition, then it doesn't tell us much.
Okay. And did you do any I don't know, additional tests or studies to try to determine that in this case?
No.
Okay. Was that asked of you?
No.
Okay. At any point, was it asked to determine whether or not the fentanyl was taken along with alcohol?
These are questions that I would not be able to answer because I don't think that they are answerable.
Okay. Actually, I'll go back to that. let's go to the, was it 122, the calls, the messages? Katie, can you just show that to just the witness judge? And page 2, please. Do you recall that?
Not specifically, but I mean, it's a typical note that we would get.
And this is one that was addressed to you.
Correct.
At the very bottom, there's a signature. Is that yours?
Yes, it says the call was returned on March 17th of 2022.
Perfect. Can we go to the case notes, Katie, for that same date, please?
123, sorry, it's over here. 123, you know.
She has it as well.
Sorry. Is, what's in front of you, is that for the March 17th that you returned that call?
Yes,
Now, on the case, is it called a case log, case notes? What would that,
same thing.
same thing. Is that automated?
Is it automated?
In terms of the, let me be more specific. Is
No,
it
I have to type it in.
But in terms of the time and date,
No,
it's not automated.
I don't believe so.
Um,
I don't know for a fact.
Could we just do a, yeah, could we not call it out? Yeah. So there you have a full view of what I see as case notes, case log, correct?
Right.
Okay. And so you can see that on the top, it has a date, time, doctor, and I guess who's calling. Do you see that?
Mhm.
Do you know, I know you're retired, whether you would have inputted that information, not the contents of it?
I believe I certainly would have entered the date and time. So yes, I think I would have entered that.
And
Because generally I would try and enter these as soon as I was done with the phone call. It didn't always happen in that fashion because I'll usually make paper notes and then, because you can't remember everything and you're not
this isn't-
recording the phone calls.
well-
correct. So as you, when you get to the point where you are inputting it,
I mean, is any of this really going to be good? I mean, the toxicology shows him with a bunch of shit in his system. So they're facts that aren't good anyway. You got to try to navigate around them.
correct me if I'm wrong, the purpose of inputting that information is that whoever's working on that case can have the information
Yes, pretty much. It's that he did himself.
that you have.
As far as investigators and stuff?
Sure.
Sure, but mostly it's just a documentation of what happened.
That day.
Yeah.
Okay. And it seems like you, whenever calls were made to you, you did a pretty good job of summarizing what was discussed.
Yes, it was more for my recollection maybe than anybody else's.
Correct. And with that, kind of like you said, you were trying, or you indicated we, I imagine your team, correct?
Yes,
Does that include anybody outside of the Office of Medical Examiner?
no,
So people at the Office of Medical Examiner working on this case, notes for you to try to determine what the manner or cause of death is going to be in this case, fair?
correct.
And as people are calling you to get information, you're uploading all the content of those calls, correct?
Yes.
And you do that with every call?
You try to do it, but sometimes you might be someplace, you might be in a situation where you can't. Like if, for example, when I was in the process of retiring, I might not be working from the office. I might be working from someplace else, and it just may not be feasible to do it because I might be making phone calls on my personal phone, for example.
Sure.
So
And so in this case, you did get a note that Ms. Richins called on March 17th, and then you did speak with her that day, correct?
yes,
And then you put that information in there.
yes,
And in that discussion, you talked about the lungs and how Eric's mother had died previously, correct?
yes.
And I want to get the timing right. Mr. Burmester asked you about the fungal testing that you had done. Was that before or after this call?
I'm sure it was before because since I already knew they were granulomatous lungs, I wanted to look at what might be causing that problem.
Okay. And when did you get the results back from fungal?
Well, when did I get the slides back?
Yeah. When did you determine that the fungal?
I can't say for sure when I reviewed the slides.
So it could have been before or after this call.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to review them until they were back.
Right.
So I don't know the timeline on that.
Okay.
It would have required special stains, which I think I did order up front, but I'm not sure that I have that information
Okay.
in front of me.
You discussed the NMS labs and how you had sent out, your team had sent out for further testing, the expanded lab or the expanded panel.
Yes.
Okay. Can we pull that up? Is that up on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. And you saw a couple of these during Mr. Burmester's direct examination, correct?
Yes. One for the blood toxicology and then one for the gastric toxicology. Yes.
Okay. And then we're just clicking through all of these fairly fast. I just want, do you remember how many pages you received back from NMS labs?
What I see is what's in the autopsy report.
Okay, so let's pause there, Katie. So with the NMS labs, the only document that you received was just that one? The one that's in your...
The one that's in the original report, and then the one that's in the supplemental report.
Okay, and those are the only ones you received from NMS?
That's what I received, yes.
Okay. If you could highlight, Katie, for the doctor, the page number at the bottom for the last page. Can you see that, doctor?
Yep.
And how many pages is that?
999.
Now, you had mentioned earlier toxicologist. As she was clicking through all of these, I think there's graphs and everything. Is that something that's more suited for a toxicologist to be able to interpret what's in those documents?
For this extent, yes, yes.
Okay, so I won't ask any questions on that.
Okay. I've never seen one of these before.
That's good. Would have been an awkward cross-examination. No, I'm talking about that. I'd like to talk to you about I think it was before the lunch break. You talked about the anaphylaxis, kind of like a reaction. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Could you talk to me a little bit more about that? I want to make sure I understand that.
So he had a history of allergies, just a broad history.
Right.
And I don't really know how much information I had. And I don't know whether I was more concerned about the COVID or about the allergies when I put that section in of the apparatus. But for people who have chronic allergies and who are known to carry EpiPens around, then that's always something that you're concerned about.
Okay. And so what is it that you found exactly?
I found nothing of interest. It was just normal inflammation, and I didn't find any histamine response that would be of concern with anaphylaxis. So you have...
This is bad for Kouri because now she can't claim like, oh, he was allergic to something and it killed him. But also that would make sense since she's the one who basically sounds like fed and drank him, that gave him food and drink that night. So I'm not sure they want to go down that road anyway.
Cells that release the histamine, and that's what causes you to have the throat swelling or whatever response you have when you have these severe allergy reactions. So,
And the allergy reactions, they could be for plants or trees?
yeah, I mean, the one that we classically see is for peanuts.
Peanuts. Medication.
Geez, nuts.
There's really only a couple of things that I've actually seen it for in the office. Peanuts is one of them, and maybe another thing would be like for like an antibiotic.
Like penicillin?
Yeah.
What about opioid drugs?
No, I've never seen that.
You've never seen it? Does it exist?
I don't know, but it possibly
I don't
could.
know.
I mean, there's always going to be somebody who's allergic to stuff, but I've never seen it, so I can't answer intelligently about it.
That's fine. If somebody were to have been, I'm allergic to, well, I shouldn't say this. It's fine. If somebody's allergic to a medication, and you...
He's setting himself up to be killed.
Right, and so that medication or that nut allergy, you would think that you would see it every time that individual ingested whatever that was.
No.
So a nut allergy could happen once and not again.
It happen. Usually what happens is it doesn't happen, and then all of a sudden it happens. I mean, it's going to vary, and this is, again, getting a little bit out of my realm,
That's
but
fine.
You may have a mild response to it, but you never know when you might have a maximum response to it. But the range of drugs or whatever that would cause that type of reaction are beyond my purview, and so...
So you can't say sitting here today that fentanyl causes an allergic reaction in anybody.
I cannot. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying I can't say it does.
If it had,
It 100% can. There are people who are allergic to opioids. That is 100% true. Like, you could be allergic to different types of like opiates specifically. Like, there are some people who can't take morphine. There are some people who can't have X, Y, or Z. And, they need like Dilaudid, or they need a certain type of opiate. So I don't know why she can't say that. I mean, like, there are people who do have those, allergic reactions to this stuff. Ariel says, I had a severe allergic reaction getting stung by a bee. Did your dog step on that bee too? Your dog stepped on that bee. And I got stung again, but was scared of using an EpiPen, but it turns out I'm not that allergic anyway. Well, there you go. It could cause anaphylaxis. It still could.
you would have seen it here.
Why couldn't it?
I don't know what type of allergic reaction it would cause. Not all things that cause. So most of the medications that your doctor says you're allergic to, it's just that it didn't work for you. Like they'll switch you from your one high blood pressure medication because now you've got a cough.
Okay.
And so they're saying, well, we need to put you on a different one. And it may not be that you're allergic to that medication. It may just be that that medication either A, isn't working for you, or you have a side effect to it that's undesirable. And so when you have all of these things that you're listed in your medical record that says allergies, it may not really be an allergy. It's just where they document that stuff.
Understood. The food particle that was, you indicated that you saved it. Is that correct? Food particles?
The gastric contents,
And the gastric contents, correct.
we saved a portion of it.
Does your degree say doctor on it? Mine does. Mine does. Mine has. I have a doctorate. So yes, I'm a doctor.
Okay. Did you locate any THC gummies in there?
Nope.
Okay. Did you look for them? I should have asked that first.
I'm sure they would have melted by then.
That's fair enough.
Oh, well, that's not
And
helpful.
there was no measurable THC in the toxicology analysis either. I don't know that I would have had to order that specifically. I can't remember.
Okay, fair. Can we pull up the... Can you publish that? Just to doctor.
So we're going to show the witness this document. Okay.
And can you see that, doctor?
Yes,
The time of death, that is, you are referring to the time that it was called, correct?
that's correct.
Now, when Mr. Richins actually passed, do you know?
No.
So the time of death is just the time it was called.
That's correct. We have limited information that we can go by, last known alive time, and when CPR was performed, once they stopped performing it. And if there's no obvious information in between, there's maybe some soft factors that we can use to kind of narrow it down. But typically, I'm going to go by last known alive time and when his time of death was called by EMS. Or
Whose side are
emergency
you
room or
on,
wherever.
Pathic?
Okay.
Whose side you on? Certainly not
another
mine.
possible explanation would be time found. So those are the three kind of guidelines.
And now, with what you have there in front of you, I want you to just review that real quick. Do you recognize both pages of the document in front of you?
Yes, this is the form that when you request a death certificate, this is what it looks like.
Okay. And is that the final one? We could-
Yes,
Move to admit. Is it 300? No.
Admitting the death certificate is normally like the prosecutor's job. Oh, that's a little weird.
Mr. Burmester, defendants 1088.
We do not object.
Okay, defendants 1088 is admitted. Are we publishing to the jury?
Yes, Judge. Second page of that highlight. Or
We
that
should show
call
the
out.
first page before we get there, just so they understand what they're looking at. Thank you.
So this is a certificate of death here, correct?
correct.
That's
And now the
interesting.
information that's contained in
What's
it.
on it?
I don't know, like for a better word, you signed off on it.
Yeah, we do a preliminary death certificate initially. Just you have a death certificate of some form in order to initiate a lot of things that occur after death for, the funeral home. and
Like if you want to
whatnot.
eat the
We'll
body.
do a preliminary one that's basically just says pending.
Okay.
And then once we determine what the cause and manner of death are, then we amend it.
Okay, let's go to the second page and do a call out. And so this is the pending on that first line, correct?
Yes,
Now, the amendment, it seems to just track the same day. I imagine that's not obviously how it went. Maybe this was internal. Could you just help explain that? Is that just when the amendment was?
that's the amendment when that was done. Yes,
Now, initially, the immediate cause of death was pending, as you said, and then it changed to drug intoxication, fentanyl.
correct,
Now, that was the cause of death, and now the manner of death was pending to not determined.
correct.
Okay. Now, that never changed, correct? The manner of death, as I'm reading through it.
What do you mean it never changed? It changed from pending to not determined.
Sorry, since then, I
Oh,
apologize.
no, it hasn't
Okay,
changed.
so that's remained the same.
Correct.
So it's
Okay.
not homicide.
Now,
Hmm.
we can take that off, Judge. You indicated that as you're working specifically on this case, you are gathering information from everywhere.
Correct.
So from NMS labs, correct?
Yes,
Getting fungal
We'll get to this in a
slides or
second.
testing done,
Good to see
Yes.
you.
speaking with law enforcement
yes,
and using their reports,
yes,
from your OME investigator, correct?
Yes.
From calls that you've received from Ms. Richins,
Yes.
from calls you received from other members of the Richins family,
Yes.
and those are all documented as we saw in the case log, correct? Correct.
Correct.
Now, did you have meetings with Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Yes. I mean, I certainly had phone calls with them. I don't know whether I had in-person meetings or not. I can't remember.
Okay. And during those calls, what did you learn, or meetings?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. Were you told that law enforcement believed that it was a poisoning?
I'm
If you
not,
don't remember, that's fine.
yeah, I mean, I don't, yeah, I'm sure that I had some logs in there that indicated some of the conversations, but
But you don't remember now.
I don't, yeah, I mean, I can't remember individual conversations. That's why I make notes.
I mean, basically, he needs a my cousin Vinny moment out of this woman, or Kouri Richins is probably going to prison. So he really has to. You guys can make fun of it, but they're stuck. They have to swing for the fences. That's kind of what they're limited to right now. And then Dazed and Catnipped, how you doing? Is saying, what's her defense? Basically, that he OD'd on his own. I didn't do it. He OD'd intentionally or unintentionally. We're not sure. That's her argument.
Right. Now, regardless, with all that universe, right, of information, you can also ask for follow-up, correct?
As far as what?
Anything. So let's say Ms. Richins indicated something to you, you can have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
Try to get a little bit more. Correct.
Yes,
And when you're speaking with, did you speak with Detective Woody?
I did.
And so speaking with Detective Woody was giving
Here
you
come the
information, correct?
Woody's roundup.
Yes.
He
And
always knows
You could also
what's
have a
best.
conversation with Detective Woody and say, well, could you follow up on X, Y, or
He's
Z?
the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the wild.
I usually don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
I'm just trying to say that all of this you indicated, you were gathering all this information so that you could ultimately make a determination as to the manner of death, correct?
Yes,
And so you indicated that you had, make sure I get this
Oh,
right.
I agree, Luke. This is not
Natural?
the best, but you got no
Cause
other
of death?
choice. I
Yes.
don't know.
Suicide was one of them,
yes,
homicide,
yes.
not determined,
An accident.
an accident. So, for example, the accident, with the information you have here, if you were to have been given information, hypothetical,
Mhm.
that Mr. Richins took a pill, not knowing what it was, that could have assisted you in determining whether it was an accident.
Correct.
And that is why it's important to get all the information, all the details to you so you can make that determination.
Correct.
And ultimately, when was it? I think it was June, but correct me if I'm wrong. When was it that you made that final determination of undetermined or not determined? Do you recall the date? Or would you like to see the death certificate? Or
The death certificate said June 22nd.
so that would have been it.
I would imagine.
So after you have all the information, you've gotten everything back from NMS Labs, you've spoken with everybody, the world of that information, the answer you came up with was not determined.
That's correct.
Oh,
And I know you
Libby,
did-
I agree with you. There is a mountain of evidence that they have yet to introduce, but I know is out there. They basically have to score home runs. They basically have to score a grand slam every time they're up there, or she goes to prison. That's what I mean. So, like, the evidence is bulletproof, but if the witnesses fuck it up, that can help her. But that's the problem with these types of situations. She's toast on a cracker. There's literally nothing they can do.
When did you retire?
January 1st, 2023.
Why did you
So-
retire?
About 6 months before, right? In that time, did you see in your line of work overdose deaths
All the time.
from fentanyl?
All the time.
Accidental,
All the time.
not determined,
I probably saw some of those as well.
and then I imagine suicide?
Yep.
Did you say that during your time that has increased, that number that you saw?
During that era, yes.
And what era would that be? 2020 to 2022?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
2018 to 22.
Were you familiar with the one pill, one kills? One pill kills, I mean.
Not that phrase, but certainly the concept.
And were you trained on that while you were, or before you retired, as to the increase in fentanyl overdose?
That just sounds like
I saw it.
like
I didn't have to be trained on it. Yes, but I mean, sure.
My point is that
So-
you've seen unfortunately, a lot of fentanyl overdoses recently, or before you retired.
Yes.
Promise you almost done. Okay, check with my colleagues. In your case log, the case notes, specifically that March 17th call with Kouri,
Mhm.
there's no reason for any of us to believe that that call did not happen, correct? No, I know it's funny.
Correct.
Yeah, because you did have that call on that day, correct?
Yes.
And you did speak with Ms. Richins on that day, correct?
Yes.
And you did discuss lungs and what was in that day, correct?
Whatever it said.
Yes. And as well as you knew, at least at that point, or timeline's off, but at least that you looked into that fungal situation and you were aware of the Eric's mother's passing from something related to fungal infection, correct?
From the information that she provided, yes.
No further questions. Thank you so much, doctor. Enjoy retirement.
Mr. Burbster.
So, to be clear, the fungal infection information was not you providing it to her, but rather she provided it to you. The fungal.
From that
Fungal.
information, yes.
Yeah.
But the testing that I performed was just routine testing for the type of case that it was with the granulomatous lungs.
And so, could we get that last? I didn't get the dates on that, yes. On the death certificate, did we look at that last week yet? I thought it was already published. Yes.
I mean, so the jury can see it right now.
Yes.
What part do you want us to zoom in on?
The second page. Now, do you
It was literally the toxicology report, yeah.
create this?
But she can't talk about the
document?
toxicology report. It's not a toxicology.
Vital records. I mean, I typed the basic information in, and then this information is populated through vital records.
And so the only thing I see on here is June 6th. So you change, no, not change, you finalize the cause and manner of death on June 6th. Is that a fair statement of what's going on there?
That's what I'm seeing.
Thank you. So as of June 6, 2022, did you have any of the text evidence from Kouri Richins' phone at your disposal to make your determination?
No.
How about phone calls from Kouri Richins?
Anything further would have been what was documented in the call log.
You didn't have recordings of phone calls or Verizon or T-Mobile or whatever things, correct?
No.
Okay. And you didn't have access to any financial documents at this point?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about what's going on there. That's you have those categories. That's required by statute. You need to call it at some point one of those
Mhm.
homicide, suicide, accident, natural death, or undetermined, correct?
Yes.
So homicide, that isn't a legal criminal determination
No, it's simply a term that we use indicating that the death was caused by another person.
as opposed to suicide, for example.
Yes.
When you're, this is, I would guess at its core, a scientific endeavor. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
What you do or did do?
Yes.
So, in pursuit of science, you don't start from a presumption, I would assume, that you look at all the evidence before you make, and you go off of the evidence that you receive before you proceed in any direction.
Correct. You might have a working hypothesis, so you have a direction to start in. But yeah, you have to be receptive to all of the additional information.
Okay. And by June 6th, in your possession, did you have anything that would help you to determine whether this was a homicide, poisoning, or accidental, or
No,
suicide? Okay. And that's why you came up with the decision you came up with.
that's correct.
Do you consider motive evidence when you're making a determination of homicide, suicide?
Not typically.
I think I just missed it, but you said there were some things that you were unaware of whether they can be determined, or the things that can be determined. Is one of them whether the alcohol found in the gastric fluid ingested or decomposition, to sort those two out?
There's no way to sort those out because the chemical makeup is the same either way.
Lyme disease, is it fatal?
It can be.
Did you see any evidence that Lyme disease was fatal in this case?
No.
Okay. Finally, is there anything, any change in your opinion that the cause of death in this case was fentanyl intoxication?
No, I don't have any additional information to provide otherwise.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramos, anything within the scope of redirect?
Yes.
No closer. You know, it's gonna be quick. From June, when that change was made, until you retired in January 2023, you had the opportunity to change anything if you felt it warranted changing, correct?
It was discussed with law enforcement that if they had additional information that they would let me know. I was busy signing out hundreds of other cases. I was still cutting cases, and this was not the only case that I was working on.
And during that time, you weren't provided with any additional information from the law enforcement that did cause you to change anything.
No, because my understanding was the investigation was still active.
Okay. And from that point on, obviously you have nothing else to do with that, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
I have nothing else, Your Honor.
Dr. Romer, thank you for being here. You can step down. Folks, let's take a restroom break, please. Please rise for the jury.
Okay, chat. So that is some pro gaslight trolling. I mean,
Have a seat, please.
and they don't have a whole lot to work with here, guys. Like, this is what, like, I don't think you guys understand. When you have a complete fucking stinker, you basically go up there and tell people, no, that's not what happened. And you hope somebody in the jury's dumb enough to fucking buy it. That's really where we're at. They just need to get one. That's all they're looking for. One fucking sucker in the pack.
Mr. Bloodworth, anything on the record before we take a recess?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor,
Do we need to deal with the altered
Yes, let's-
document?
I want to talk about that now.
You know,
Ella's got a
time.
Kouri Richins cosplay.
Do we need to deal with this now, or do you want to keep running with?
while they're on a break, I don't mind talking about it, but if the court chooses to, that as we were preparing for trial, I recognized that though our subpoena had asked for the full year, they got us a random month in March. So I sent I asked them to give us the information we had asked for. Then they send us the correct time frame, but in the header, the caption labeled Eric Richins defendant. It's not appropriate. So we said, okay, can we try and get the information that we asked for? They finally provided it, and that's why what they had received prior, though we've continued to send out the reports as we received them.
Can forgive me, I've already forgotten how this document was marked. What's the number?
It was 1-27.
Can somebody put 127 up for me?
I've got it up, Your Honor.
Okay, one moment, please. Scott, would you please go to page 2 for me?
Yeah. I can't see it. I'm sorry, Judge.
I appreciate that. One moment. Okay, so, Mr. Burmester, I understand that this declaration signed by Jeffrey Henry and dated 19th of February 2026 is the declaration that you most recently received along with the document. That's page 1 that you most recently received. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is really problematic. So I'm looking at the original document they gave us, and it has different dates that have been altered.
Well,
And
hold on. Why isn't it just different documents produced at different times?
Okay.
What indication do you have? For example, the one that you're looking
Okay. I get what she's... Judge, it's a doctor document. It's like, is it really, or is it a separate document with a different date? The way she's trying to offer it, he's like, okay, that's not what happened. I'm not on the jury. You can't bullshit me. And she's like, oh, yeah, sorry. I love that.
you most recently received along with the document. That's page 1 that you most recently received. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is really problematic. So I'm looking at the original document they gave us, and it has different dates that have been altered.
Well,
And-
hold on. Why isn't it just different documents produced at different times?
Okay.
What indication do you have? For example, the one that you're looking at, the declaration, that's page 2. What's the date on the
I
declaration?
really like him a lot.
3/1/21.
No. What's the date on the
Oh,
declaration?
it's dated January 9th. The exact same date is, I'm sorry, this one's dated 19th of February.
So they're not seeking to admit the one that you're looking at. They're seeking to admit a different one that is authenticated on a different day. If you would please have a conversation with them about whether you have any objections to that one during the break, we can pick it back up after that.
All right.
Thank you. Folks, back at 2:50, please.
So. All right, let's skip ahead here. Shastel Verbastel.
Spell both your first and last name.
Allison Christensen, ALLYSON, CHRISTENSEN.
Now, I know that you brought into the courtroom your own bottle of water and some cough drops.
Yeah, I'm just getting over a cold and have lost my voice over the weekend, so I'm just hoping my voice will hang with us today.
Okay, excellent. I'm rooting for you. Okay, so are you employed, Ms. Christensen?
I am.
How are you employed?
I work for the Statewide Information and Analysis Center, housed under the Department of Public Safety.
Is Did you work for them in 2022?
No, in 2022, I was working for the Office of the Medical Examiner.
Okay. What were your duties and responsibilities at the, or let me rephrase that. What was your capacity did you serve OME?
I was an autopsy assistant and an autopsy technician supervisor.
I see. And so what are the duties and responsibilities, very briefly, of that position?
The autopsy assistant is there to assist the doctor in a variety of ways with removing organs during autopsy, taking notes, photographs, or handling toxicology.
Okay. And on March 5th of 2022, were you serving in that capacity and on duty that day?
I believe so, yes.
Do you know what role you were? My understanding is that's a rotating role.
Yes.
Do you know what you were doing on that particular day?
That day, I was assigned to handle the toxicology samples.
So what does that mean? You were handling the toxicology.
So all of the samples are collected during the autopsy, and then my role would be to get them ready and prepared to be sent to their various labs for testing.
I see. Okay. So in this particular case on March 5th, did you receive some samples from Dr. Omer?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. What did you receive?
I can't recall directly. It's been a few years.
Okay. Do you remember? And let me just give this to you. No. Do you recognize, just for the record, what those items are?
Yes, these are our toxicology requisition forms that we use. And it looks like the samples, the toxicology forms for the samples that were collected that day.
Okay. Does that then help you remember what it was you were working on that day?
Yes.
Okay. What was the name of the body from which the samples came?
It says Eric Eugene Richins.
Okay. And so what was requested by the doctor?
Can you clarify?
What sort of tests?
for the testing?
What did you have to prepare?
So testing that was requested, it looks like there was samples to be sent to NMS for testing. There was one sample that was sent to our state lab for different testing. There were some histology tests requested. And then it looks like some cultures that are also done at the state microbiology lab.
Okay. So I'd like to focus in on the NMS sample.
Sure.
What did you receive to send out?
So I would have received the samples after they were collected at autopsy. They're placed into a fridge. So I would have gotten the paper, just like the one that you handed me, and would have used that to submit the test request through NMS.
Okay. Do you know what samples you received, what they were?
On the form, it says that there were 3 tubes of IVC blood, which is inferior vena cava,
Okay.
2 tubes of vitreous fluid, which is the fluid from the eye, 1 tube of urine, 1 container of gastric fluid, and 1 container of liver sample.
Okay. Now, was there an indication to do something special with one of those 3 blood tubes?
Yeah, it says on the 3rd blood tube that the doctor requested that it be held in our freezer at the OME for possible future testing.
And is there these tubes that they're collecting in? Is there something, they just blank test tubes, or are they prepared with anything?
No, they're prepared with things. So there are 2 gray tops, and a gray top, it's a vacuum seal container. It's just like when you get your blood tested in a hospital. That gray top indicates that there's something inside the tube to prevent the blood from clotting. The other tubes, it looks like they were red tops, which means there's nothing inside of those. So they're still vacuum containers, but there's no additive inside. And then the gastric and liver samples are in, it looks like a cup. So that would have just been a small plastic container.
With no preservatives?
With no preservatives, correct.
So you have those 6 samples that you're going to send out, 1 you're preserving.
Sorry, correction, 7.
Yeah, 6 that you're going to send out, 1 in addition that's going to go
Yes,
away,
sorry.
or stay rather.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So how do you package those up, and what's the process?
For NMS in particular, the process would be I would take the requisition form and I would use the online portal that NMS has. We enter all the information that includes the case number, the patient name, date of birth, date of death, date of collection, the person who collected it, what was collected, and then the tests that are requested. Once all that information is put into the system, a form is printed out and it has all of that information on it. I'll use that form to double check against the samples to make sure that everything matches, so that everything as far as the case number, the name, what the samples are, everything matches on the samples versus the paperwork. Once that's done, the tubes are placed into a plastic vial sleeve, which is just a plastic envelope that has slots in it for these vacuum container tubes. I place the tubes in that's sealed shut. And then the other specimens that don't fit in that, so the cups and that sealed envelope, would be placed into a biohazard bag. I would
Now, chat, I don't know if everybody's here from last time we talked about the chain of custody stuff. This is chain of custody. She's explaining what all these things are. She's explaining how I handled the evidence, how I transported it, how I prepared it for transport, how I marked it and documented it. This is all that chain of custody stuff we're talking about here.
I'd sign and date the paperwork to say that I was releasing those samples to NMS through FedEx to be tested. I'd place that form inside of the biohazard bag, seal that shut. All of that is placed into a cardboard box that is provided by NMS, and it's one case per box. And then that box is, again, sealed shut with a evidence label that I would sign and date.
Okay, so it's sealed from contamination from each other and from other sources, exterior
Yes.
sources.
Yes.
Do you notify anyone that you're doing this? I mean, FedEx?
We would,
NMS?
yeah. So NMS would be notified when just by using their online portal, they get that notification. And then once there are enough samples, like at the end of the day, we would notify FedEx to come and pick them up. I believe March 5th was a Saturday.
Okay.
So these samples would have been held in our toxicology lab until the following Monday and then sent on that Monday.
So that would have been 7th?
Correct.
Okay. And, okay. Let's take a look now at the Tox Lab and Health Department. Where are they physically located vis-a-vis the OME?
They're in the building next door. It's just a short walk next door to the lab.
Okay. And so did you have any samples given to you to send to either of those two?
Yeah. So the state lab is not open on Saturdays for the vitreous testing that was requested. So that would have been held until Monday. But the other samples for the cultures would have been walked over directly to the microbiology lab at the state lab.
And did you do that?
I did.
Okay. Now let's talk about histology. Did you get histology samples?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a particular experience and training with histology at this point?
Yeah, prior to working at the medical examiner, I was a histology technologist at a hospital. I am board certified as a histotechnologist through ASCP, the same board that certifies doctors for medical examiner. So yeah, I have some experience in that.
Okay. So did you have a particular position within the OME regarding histology at that time?
It didn't really have a title, but I did oversee the histology lab, if you can call it that, or the histology storeroom.
I see. And in this case, when did you receive any histology
So
requests on this case?
it would have been collected at the time of autopsy. So on the form here, it says March 3rd, or sorry, March 5th.
Okay. And is there a delay for sending it out?
There can be. So histology is a different process than regular blood testing. So histology tissue needs to be what we call fixed in a formaldehyde type solution. So the histology samples were sent to an outside laboratory in California, and they would all be batch sent, usually once a week. And so while waiting, they would be in a container of that formaldehyde solution.
These Utah
So
women
is
have
any
weird.
staining or anything done at the lab was done by you?
It would be done at the lab.
And in this case, what did the OME send out to histology?
So it looks like
Oh, so her boyfriend died the same way? Oh, that's interesting.
so histology is labeled alphabetically. Each alphabet letter is one cassette, I guess. The tissue is placed into a plastic cassette. It's about 2 centimeters by 1 centimeter. And so each cassette is labeled in that way. So it looks like there were samples of
I
heart,
can understand.
right lung, left lung, liver, kidney, hippocampus, epiglottis, lymph node, and coronary artery that were sent.
Okay. Did you receive the prepared slides afterwards?
Yes, it shows on the form that I signed and dated that
When did you get it back?
on March 23rd
Of 2022?
of 2022. Yes.
Thank you. That is all that I have for this case.
Mr. Ramos, please.
I promised Ms. Christensen when we did speak that I wouldn't have any questions, but she answered all my questions. No questions.
Thank you so much.
Chelsea Gibson.
You feel like Kouri is unlikable and was doing shady things. We wonder if Bailey guilty. Yeah, that's very true, possibly. But that's a problem. People don't like people who are sketchy, who are shady, who are shitty. Remember, guys, this is sales. And if you put off the image of a big piece of shit, no one's gonna like you. So yeah.
Mrs. Gibson, take your
Or
time.
you may be your own worst enemy for being a bit of an asshole.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
If you could state your name and spell your last name, please.
Chelsea Gibson, GIP as in Papa, SON.
Move that microphone a little bit closer to you. Just pull it forward. Yeah.
Better?
Better.
All right.
Thank you. Where do you work?
Summit County Sheriff's Office,
How long have you worked there?
total about 7 years.
What is your current assignment?
Lead crime scene investigation technician,
And how long have you been doing that?
about 4.5 years.
What did you do before you were the lead crime scene technician?
I was dispatching for the county. And while dispatching for the county, I would do part-time as helping out with the evidence room and crime scenes.
So, as a lead crime scene technician, what are your main responsibilities?
To oversee the evidence room and respond to crime scenes, to document, analyze, collect, and process evidence.
Do you have any type of training to perform that responsibility?
Yes.
Describe that for the jury.
I have a Bachelor's of Science in Forensic Science with a minor in Criminal Justice. I am a certified crime scene analyst through the International Association of Identification. I have over 700 hours of training in crime scenes, death investigations, and digital evidence, as well as being Celebrate certified as a operator and physical analyzer.
Thank you. Were you on duty on March 4th of 2022?
Yes.
And were you called out to a scene at 282 Willoughby Court?
Yes, I was.
Scott, if we could have Exhibit 1-1, and you can put it up for the jury. It's been admitted. Is this the scene that you responded to?
Yes.
Approximately when did you arrive?
Approximately 6:30 in the morning.
Who else was there when you got to the scene?
Family members and law enforcement officers, Lead Detective Woody, OME Sessions, and Deputy Orville were on scene.
What was taking place when you arrived?
OME Sessions was finishing up with her investigation of Kouri Richins.
When you got there, what, in general, we'll get to the specifics, but in general, what was your primary focus when you got on scene?
To document the scene and assist Detective Woody in looking for anything that could have explained Kouri Richins' death.
I want to begin by talking about the crime scene generally. Was a 3D scan completed of that home?
Yes, it was.
What is that called?
We utilize what's called a Matterport. It's a camera that takes a three-dimensional scan of the inside of the residence that allows the user to remotely or virtually go into the scene at a later time. It also takes measurements during the scan.
Did you create one of these 3D scans for the home at 282 Willow Court?
Yes.
When was that scan completed?
I believe it was May 8th of 2023.
So not the night you arrived, but sometime later.
Correct.
How functionally, how does it work when you're creating the scan?
Essentially, it's a large computer that takes a three-dimensional photo. It's placed on a tripod, and you scan in different areas of the home. Typically, you want to keep about 5 to 7 feet from the previous scan. The program will then let you know if your next scan is too far, and it'll have you rescan at a closer point so they can be spliced together. And then it's uploaded onto the Matterport that then creates a three-dimensional view of the scene itself.
And you did that for the scene in this case?
Yes, I did.
Scott, if you could show the witness exhibit 1-15D, like Delta 6. Let's pause it. I don't want it to play yet. I'm going to stand over here so that I can see what's on the screen too, for now. Do you recognize what's on your screen?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a video documentation of the Matterport that shows a walkthrough.
And this is the scan that you just talked about completing?
Correct.
I'm going to move to admit 1-15D6. No objection.
States 1-15 Delta 6 is admitted.
If we could publish that, please.
Sure. Brittany, this one only exists electronically, if you can make a note of that. Oh, wait a minute. I may have announced it incorrectly. Can you give me the number one more time? I should clear this up.
1-15D6.
One second. That is not the number that's listed for 3D scan.
Might be the updated one.
Oh, they're getting all kinds of goofiness now.
Here, take a look here. This is why we're confused.
Okay.
Is that what you have in mind?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. If you say so. The reference to search warrants is something else.
That description. The description is on.
No problem. Got it. 1-15B6, a 3D scan from Matterport, correct?
Correct.
Admitted. And published now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I believe it's up there already.
My apologies. Keep going.
And so, Ms. Gibson, Scott, you can go ahead and play the video or the scan, I guess. As we're walking through, if you could just describe what we're seeing.
So we're passing a couple of the kids' bedrooms. I believe this is Ashton's, and then it shows into Weston's room. And as the scan turns, you can see the shared bathroom, and it'll take you into the master bedroom. And from the master bedroom, it's going to move into the master bathroom. And it'll show the master closet as well.
Bougie House. Brigitte Men's Health. Are you
And now
open
we're
to
going
new
back through the
sponsors?
master bedroom through the main hallway of the
Ada
home.
recommended you. My dick works. Don't worry about
And that's
that.
our front door there
I
to the right where you
appreciate
enter.
Yes, to the right's front door, and then Carter's
My shit works. You can ask 2.0.
room right in front, and then there's a set of stairs that leads to the attic, and then to the left is the living room.
Well, Ariel, the reason why they're doing this, you've got to lay foundation for people. Like, they understand how the house is laid out. I think they want to try to, they're going to show Kouri's stories don't match up or make sense. But showing the house, I think, just gives a little more context. Just, they have to set the scene. The murder happened in the home. This is the crime scene. So if you take it, they don't have to wonder what this looks like if they have any questions. I think it's important. It's important. Remember, we're still laying the table. We're still setting the table. He's dead. Well, what's in his system? What did the house look like? And now we're going to get into what led up to him dying. And now we tell the story.
And now the living room's connected to the dining area and the kitchen.
We see a black case on the countertop there. Was that your equipment?
It's black.
Yeah, that's what the Matterport was in.
And where are we headed now?
This is the mudroom hallway, connects to the kitchen, and then the laundry room and a half bathroom to the right. And then the attached garages to the left.
So turning your attention back to March 4th of 2022, what specifically were you doing on scene when you got there?
I was there to assist Detective Woody in documenting the scene as well as collecting any items of importance.
When you say documenting the scene, how do you do that?
It's a lot of photographs and taking notes.
As you were doing those things, did you see anything out in the open that might explain the death of Eric Richins?
There wasn't any obvious signs when I arrived on scene.
Did you see any THC gummies?
No.
Did you see any drug paraphernalia?
No.
We've asked a couple other witnesses about drug paraphernalia, but I don't know if any of them have described what it is. Why don't you tell the jury, what are we referring to when we say drug paraphernalia?
A simplified version, it's anything that is an item or a piece of equipment that can be used to consume or conceal illicit drugs. It's typically known as pipes, bongs, needles, can be concealed in little baggies.
So you mentioned that you took some photographs. I want to turn your attention to the master bedroom. Did you take some photographs in that room?
Yes, I did.
Scott, if you could show the witness exhibit 1-10 and 1-11. Do you recognize these?
Yes.
What are they?
Overall photographs I took of inside the master bedroom.
Fair and accurate depictions of those rooms on that day?
Yes.
We'll move to admit 1-10.
110 and 111 are admitted. Do you want to publish?
Yes, please. Did you also take a photograph of a nightstand in that bedroom?
Yes, I did.
I think we've already admitted this exhibit, so if we could put up 1-9. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Oh, and this is another photograph that you took?
Correct.
Now we see a safe there. Did you later look in that safe?
Yes, later on that day, yes.
What was located in that safe?
Inside the safe were a couple of firearms, a large amount of cash, I believe some ammunition, I believe an empty checkbook, and some handwritten documents.
All right. As you were in the bedroom, was Mr. Eric Richins was his body still there?
Yes.
And did you document that as well?
Yes, I did.
If we could see exhibit 1-7, please, for the witness. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's an overall photograph I took of inside the master bedroom showing where the deceased was located when I arrived.
Fair and accurate representation of the scene on that day?
Yes.
I'll move to admit 1-7 and publish, please.
1-7 is admitted.
And so this is where Eric Richins was when you arrived.
Correct.
Did you look through the bedroom or did you look around the bedroom to see if there's anything that was significant that might have caused his death?
I looked around the bedroom a little bit, yes.
Did you find anything that stood out to you that may have caused the death of Eric Richins?
Nothing that could have caused his death, no.
Now I want to talk about the bathroom that's attached to the master bedroom in the closet. If we could have exhibit 1-12 and 1-13, please, for the witness. Are they up for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recognize those?
Yes.
Are those photos that you took?
Yes.
Fair and accurate representations of the scene that day?
Yes.
Move to admit 1-12 and 1-11 or 1-13. Excuse me.
1-12 and 1-13 are admitted.
And, so again, did you look through the master bathroom and the master closet?
I looked through the master bathroom.
Okay. Any THC gummies found in there?
No.
Any paraphernalia found?
No.
What about, I should have asked these questions for the bedroom too. Did you see any THC gummies in the bedroom?
No.
Any drug paraphernalia?
No.
This is
Okay,
like
let's move to the
Uncle's.
kitchen. Did you yourself look in the kitchen?
I did not know.
Are you aware if anyone else did?
I'm unsure who looked in the kitchen.
If something of significance would have been found in the kitchen, would you have been notified?
Yes.
Speculation.
Would you rephrase?
I mean, yeah, she would have been notified, but obviously there was nothing important found. There was nothing important found.
Sustained.
Sure. As other people were around the house, what would the protocol have been if an item of significance had been located?
If an item of significance is located, I would have been notified to photograph and document.
Did you do that with anything in the kitchen?
No.
What else did you do on March 4th?
I collected a few items on scene and that were transported to the sheriff's office.
What were those items?
Medications in Eric Richins' names, and there's a sheet underneath the bed that was kind of balled up.
Approximately what time did you leave the scene at Willow Court?
Approximately 8:29 in the morning.
Who did you leave with?
Myself, Detective Woody, OME Sessions, and Orville, we all left at the same time.
And to your knowledge, when you left the scene, were there any other law enforcement officials still there?
No, there were not.
You were the last ones to leave.
Correct.
To your knowledge, were there other searches made at the 282 Willow Court home?
Yes.
And were those searches subsequent to March 4th? Were they different than what you did on March 4th?
Yes.
How were they different?
With a search warrant, we have more reason to search the home itself. So it's a more extensive search of the actual home itself. We're looking for specific items pursuant to the search warrant. So typically we're looking in cupboards, cabinets, doors, inside closets, inside boxes, inside pockets.
And so compare that, what you're describing with a search warrant search, to what you did on March 4th. How is that different?
March 4th, we didn't have too much information to go off of on what we were looking for specifically. So we weren't looking through every drawer, everything. It was more so to the naked eye.
So talking about when a search warrant is performed, how many times have you been part of searching a home or something else for a search warrant?
I responded to the home on Willow Court 8 times.
And what about in general as a crime scene technician? How many times have you assisted investigators in executing a search warrant?
I don't know about including search warrants, but overall including search warrants and crime scenes, over 100.
So when a search warrant is executed, are different officials on scene given different assignments?
Yes.
How are those assignments made?
Typically, it's the sergeant over investigations or lead detective, and sometimes the crime scene will assist.
What are the different assignments that are made for the personnel on scene during a search warrant?
We give them names such as searcher, finder, photographer, and a scribe.
And describe for the jury what each of those assignments mean, what those people would do.
As they're given assignments, it's also we work hand in hand, so they kind of commingle, but for the most part, a searcher is kind of self-explanatory. You search a specific area that you're given or a room, and then the finder kind of assists the searcher in searching, but is also able to leave that area and go notify the photographer, who then comes and documents the item, where the item was located. And then the photographer then takes additional photographs of the item. They're called mid-range and close-up photos. It's just to show more of directionality of where the item was located. And then the scribe is typically in a common area or more of a central location where the items can be moved to, and they document onto a property seizure form on any item that's collected, where it was collected, and by whom it was collected.
Is it possible that someone on scene could have more than one assignment?
Yes.
Those things could overlap. One person could do multiple things.
Yes.
I want to turn your attention to April 13th of 2022. Were you present for a search of the Willow Court home on that date?
Yes, I was.
And Similar to what you've just described, were assignments made to different personnel that were on scene?
Yes,
And what was your role on April
I
13th?
don't trust
the
these
photograph.
people.
and assistant searching.
And to your knowledge, what areas of that scene were to be searched on that day?
The entirety of the home, including the attached garage, as well as
You
the
have a
detached
new
garage.
mommy now.
And
Mommy
when you say
Kouri.
search, describe for the jury how someone goes about searching each of those rooms.
Room assignments are made, so we number the room numbers. That way it's a little bit easier to kind of keep track of who's searching where. It also helps with keeping track of what item was found in which room. And then people are given their room numbers and they start searching that area.
So talking about April 13th of 2022, let's first talk about the master bedroom. Were there any items of significance located in that room?
Yes.
Scott, if we could put up exhibit 1-15D like
Like-
Delta 4. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a Matterport video showing the items of importance that were located on the April 22 search.
So is this scan, explain how it's different from that overall scan that we saw previously?
So this one's showing what they're called are tags. So you're able to tag the area and it'll help depict where the item was located and give you a visual of where it was.
And are you the person who placed the tags on this particular video?
Yes.
And how were you able to do that? Not technologically, but how do you know where to place the tags?
Because it was documented on where the items were located as well as photographed.
And so that's where you put the tags on this scan.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to move to admit 1-15D4.
No objection.
States 1-15 Delta 4 is admitted.
If we could publish that, please. So again, describe for the jury, we're seeing the same scan, right? But you've added some information.
Correct.
So I think we were talking, Scott,
Man,
you
he's
can play
got
the
nice
scan.
fucking
I think you were talking
beard.
about
A nice
the master
move.
bedroom.
Fucking nice.
So we'll wait till our scan takes us back to the master bedroom.
Dude. I bet those were all paid and guided hunts, but still really fucking nice. Good for him.
And if we could pause it there, please. So if you can use our magic pointer there, and on your screen, it should let you point out what item of significance was located in this room. You might have to aim it at Scott's computer. He's got the receiver.
That was working for a moment. It's a very small cursor.
It's not coming up.
Right above the partition.
It might not work. It's too far away.
It vibrated. I don't know if that helps.
Well, why don't we
Oh,
look
wait.
at, that's okay. We can talk about what we're looking at here without the clicker, even though I wanted to use the clicker. So describe for the jury what we see on the scan that was different from before.
There's a yellow dot that's kind of pointing towards the nightstand.
And what item was located there?
A green iPhone.
Okay. Now you've got a box of items beside you.
Yes.
If you could please grab item 9-5 or exhibit 9-5. And go ahead and open that up.
Open it.
Well, before you open it, why don't we do it this way? Do you know what this item is?
Yes.
What is it?
It is the green iPhone that was collected.
Yes,
that
that is a shame out in
And
the world.
is that
It's
item in
tough.
your hands now in the same or substantially the same condition as when it was located on that day?
Yes.
I'm going to move to admit exhibit 9-5.
Is there no objection?
Go ahead and open it up.
9-5 is admitted.
And you can just hold it up and let the jury see it. Did you determine who this, was it determined who this phone belonged to?
Yes, it was determined to be Kouri Richins.
Now, what about in the master bathroom? Was that area searched?
Yes.
Scott, if you could continue playing our video or exhibit, sorry. Were there items of significance that were located in the master bathroom?
Yes, a few.
Scott, if you could, pause it there, please.
That's going to be good.
So, what about in that closet? Was there an item of significance located in there?
Yes.
If you could grab from your physical exhibits, exhibit 9-1.
Ms. Shervanack, just so my notes are complete, the date of the search, would you confirm that for me one more time, please?
April 13th, 22.
Please proceed.
So, do you have exhibit 9-1? You have a lot of things up there. I'm sorry. Go ahead and pull the item out of there,
Now, chat,
or take a look at
Remember,
it.
the
Do you
judges
recognize
keep-
what that is.
Yes.
What is it?
remember the judge is keeping his own notes. He's keeping track of everything. So he's going to sit there and make sure it's all right. Some of you might say, wait, nobody else gets asked questions. I know. That's why he's the judge. He gets to do where the fuck he wants. But yes, he's keeping track of stuff. He's got to keep track of this for eventually the if there's evidentiary issues. More importantly, though, he's got to keep track of to make sure the state meets their burden if there's a challenge for a directed verdict.
There's a couple bottles of prescriptions that were collected that were located in one of the baskets.
And I don't know that the clicker's working, so why don't you just come down and point to your screen so the jury can see which item we're talking about, where it was located. Yes. Go ahead. Now you're ready.
Is it working now?
Yes.
Okay, so the first item we're talking about right now is going to be this orangish yellow dot.
And go ahead, you can head back to your seat, sorry. And the item that you have there, 9-1, is that a fair and accurate representation of the item that you collected from that basket?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it was.
I'm going to move to admit 9-1.
May I see it, Your Honor?
Of course.
I want to see which bottle's there.
Bring it down.
No objection. Thank you, Your Honor.
States 9-1 is admitted.
Where was the ball, though? Somebody sits there, stretches out in front of the jury.
Go ahead and open up that bag.
Maddie, stop. Maddie, take note right here. Take note. We need this. Clyde's going to catch fentanyl.
Was there a particular bottle within that bag from those items that you took a photograph of?
Yes.
Scott, if we could have exhibit 1-20, please. Do you recognize this?
Stop. There it is. Yes.
What is that?
You didn't really
That's
miss
a
anything.
Photo I took of what was located from that section of the linen closet.
That's a photo that you took?
Correct.
Fair and accurate representation of what you collected from there?
Yes.
Move to admit exhibit 1-20.
No objection.
If we could publish, please.
20 is admitted.
Your Honor, can we look at the actual bottle that she took out of the bag since she's taken it out? Can we open it and look at it, please?
You want to open the bottle, look at the pills?
There's no pills, but I'm going to open the bottle and see it inside.
There's pills in it.
Oh, okay. Can I have her just open it? I won't touch it and let
Why
her
don't you
do
make
it.
sure we next do it at the same time?
Yeah.
Just the record is clear. 1-20 is admitted.
It's kind of hard to see in the photograph, but is one of those prescription bottles a prescription for quetiapine?
Yes.
And is that prescription, that bottle prescribed to Kouri Richins?
Yes, it is.
After you documented and photographed these items, what did you do with it?
They were booked into the sheriff's office.
And I should ask you the same question that we did for 9-5. What, after that item was collected, what did you do with it?
It was also booked into the sheriff's office.
When you say booked into the sheriff's office, that's into your evidence room?
Correct.
Scott, if we could go back to 1-15 D4, please.
One moment. I got to catch up to you. Go ahead, Scott.
Go back to the video.
Yes, please.
Sure, Nick, let me know when you're ready to show the screen.
I am.
You are now.
Yes.
Okay, my apologies.
Okay, so we're looking at the same view in the master bathroom, and we see another orange circle there. What was collected from that location?
Several packages of THC gummies and edibles.
Did you document those?
Yes, I did.
Oh, the
Fill in
edibles have
demographics
come
at
in. The
9-11
gummies,
point.
chat. The evil gummies.
Scott, could you leave the video up?
That was me.
Oh, sorry. You're on. Thank you. Okay. Do you recognize this item?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's the items that were collected from that cabinet above the toilet.
Fair and accurate representation of those items that were collected that day?
Yes.
Move to admit 9-11.
No objection.
9-11 is admitted.
Did you document where those items were collected from?
Yes.
Where were they collected from?
They were inside the top shelf of the medicine cabinet above the toilet in the master bathroom.
Inside the cupboard.
Correct.
Scott, if I could have exhibit 1-16, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
A photograph I took of those items that were collected.
Same items we were just referring to.
Correct.
Fair and accurate representation of those items on that day.
Yes.
Move to admit 1-16.
May I speak to Ms. Shermanek for a second?
Let me lay a little more foundation for what's in the photograph. So let's do it this way. If you could take exhibit 9-11, please, and open it up. Okay, and pull the items out of there.
All of them?
Pull them out. Sorry. Yeah. So we see multiple items in that one package. Is that correct?
Yes.
And if we could put the video back up on the screen. Can we put it back up for the jury? Sorry. Okay, so we were talking about the cupboard above the toilet, and then we were looking at a photograph that you took of all of these items. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, in that photograph, are there items that were collected from other locations?
Can you go back to the photograph?
Scott, can you put up 1-16 for her, please? Just for her.
What are you referring to on the photograph?
So are there items that are in that same photograph and that are in that same package that were not collected in that cupboard?
There's a baggie and a looks like a prescription box that are kind of out of focus.
And those items were not collected in that cupboard.
Correct.
But which items were collected from that cupboard?
The 3 bank gummies, the 2 chocolate brownies, the Helix Twist, and the 2 small baggies of gummies.
The clear baggies were located somewhere else. Is that right?
I don't recall on that. I believe they were located in the same area.
I'm going to move to admit 1-16.
Your Honor, we object. That's she's not laid a proper foundation.
I don't follow. Would you approach for a moment? Okay, so let's see. Pause for one moment. The state's moving to admit the photograph that is State's Exhibit 1-16.
Yes.
No objection.
Okay, 1-16 is coming in. Would you like me to publish it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Chelsea, do you need a moment to get organized, or do you need?
She might need
Are
some
we,
space.
are we done with this one for now?
Yes, you can put that to the side.
Yeah, just give me 1 second, please.
Take your time.
Do we have a wipe?
Yep. I think she's asking for you have it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Ms. Shermanek, please proceed.
So after these items were located, you photographed them?
Correct.
And what happened with them next? Were they hooked into evidence?
Correct.
Scott, if you could put the video back up, or Your Honor, however order that works. And you can let the scan play forward. Were there items of significance that were located in the closet?
Yes.
All right, if we could pause it there, please. If you could take exhibit 9-12, please. And open it up. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a pack of gummies that were located in the master closet.
In this location that you've indicated here?
Yes.
Okay. Fair and accurate representation of those items. Are those items in substantially the same condition as when they were located that day?
Yes.
Move to admit 9-12.
No objection.
9-12 is admitted.
Go ahead and open it up. While we're doing that, Scott, if you could put 1-17 for the witness, please. All right. And then do you see Exhibit 117 on your screen?
Yes.
What is that?
That's an overall photograph I took of the master closet showing a mid-range of the item that was collected.
And that's that same item that you held up there?
Correct.
We could move to admit 1-17 and publish, please.
17 is admitted.
And so you might have to step down for this one. It's a little hard to see what we're looking at here. Point out for the jury what we're looking at here.
So we're looking at a pack of gummies that was located in the pocket jacket of this green jacket.
Thank you. And if we could have the scan exhibit, please. You can play it forward, please. Was the kitchen also searched?
Yes, it was.
And were there items that were located in the kitchen that you documented?
Yes.
And I've been asking you about items of significance. The items you're looking for, those are items that were in the search warrant, correct?
Correct.
Meaning that the search warrant told you what you were supposed to look for.
Yes.
All right. If we could go forward. Just
Hi,
a small-
Dolly.
There we go. All right, we can pause it there. Okay, so we're, what area of the home are we looking at now?
We're in the kitchen now.
And we mentioned that there were items found in here. If you could grab item 9-13, please. Do you recognize this item?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a package of gummies that was located.
And those gummies that you have there, fair and accurate representation of what was collected on that day?
Yes.
Move to admit 9-13.
No objection.
9-13 submitted.
And looking on our scan here, we see a couple of different indicators. Where were these gummies located?
It's going to be that orange dot where right above the refrigerator in that cabinet.
So the higher up dot.
Yes.
Okay. If we could show the witness exhibit 1-18, please. Do you see it? What is that?
That's a photograph I took of the item.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of where the item was located that day?
Yes.
I'll move to admit 1-18
No objection.
and publish, please.
1-18 is admitted.
And then go ahead and open up exhibit 9-13. And those are the gummies that we see in the photograph there.
Yes.
After you documented these items, what did you do with them?
They were collected and then brought to the sheriff's office to be put into evidence.
Scott, if we could have the scan view again, please. And you can play it forward. Okay, you can pause it there. Thank you. So we see a few other indicators of items that were located there. Was there an item that was collected from the kitchen counter?
Yes.
If you could grab exhibit 9-10, please. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And is that item, the item that was collected here in the orange dot?
Correct.
Indicated with the red arrow?
Yes.
Same or similar condition as when it was collected that day?
Yes.
Move to admit exhibit 9-10.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear her say what it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. What is that?
It's a set of tweezers and a small piece of plastic.
Ms. Nestor, 9-10?
No objection.
9-10 is admitted.
Where, so describe for the jury.
No,
what,
there was not a
and
red
open it
fridge
up
in the
and
bathroom.
or just let the jury see it. They can see through the bag, I think. What is this item?
It's a pair of tweezers that was located inside of a jacket pocket that was laying on the kitchen counter.
And so the jacket was on the counter. Tweezers were where?
Inside of a pocket.
The pocket of the jacket.
Correct.
What kind of jacket was it?
It was a woman's fitted black medium size Under Armour jacket.
After you collected that item, what did you do with it?
It was packaged and brought to the sheriff's office to be booked into evidence.
All of these items that we've just talked about, after they were collected, were they sent to the state crime lab?
Yes.
And were they tested there?
Yes, they were.
Did you receive a report back about the results of those tests?
Yes, I did.
We see, going back to the scan here, we see through the doorway another orange dot. Was it an item collected from that area?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness exhibit 4-16, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Was this an item that was collected from that same search warrant date?
Yes.
Fair and accurate representation of the document that you collected that day?
Yes.
I'll move to admit 4-16.
Your Honor, we object on 401, 403, 404B.
Counsel, please approach. admitting or publishing 416, but you may have some more questions about it.
Where was item 4-16 located?
I believe it was located in the master bathroom.
4-16
The one
on the screen.
Um,
And if you don't recall, that's okay.
I don't recall this one.
Okay, no problem. Well, let's put up the scan that we were looking at of the home.
one moment.
Do you see the orange dot kind of through the doorway from the kitchen?
Yes.
Do you know if there was a black backpack located where that orange dot is?
Yes.
Do you know if this document was located in that black backpack?
Yes.
What else? Did you look in that backpack?
I believe I just helped document what was inside.
What was inside?
Several documents, as well as prescription medication and Kouri Richins' name.
When executing this search warrant, was a phone seized from Kouri Richins' person?
Yes.
If you could take Exhibit 9-2, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the phone that was taken off of Kouri Richins that day that was booked into evidence.
Same or similar condition as when it was located that day or seized that day?
Yes.
Move to admit Exhibit 9-2.
Your Honor, at this time, we renew our motion to suppress that was made earlier about the phone. We renew it at this time.
Okay. Your motion is denied for the same reasons previously stated by the court. 9-2 is admitted.
After item 9-2 was seized and collected, what did you do with it?
It was booked into the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
So we just talked about a lot of items that were collected. Remind the jury, what date were those items collected?
On April 13th of 2022.
So, and you were on scene when Eric died, and some time had passed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was the house at 282 Willow Court searched on May 8th of 2023?
Yes, it was.
Were you present for that search?
Yes.
Again, was that search of the home pursuant to a search warrant?
Yes.
Scott, if we could show the witness Exhibit 1-15 D3, D like Delta. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And what is it?
This is going to be, it's the same 3D model rendering of the home. This one's depicting items that were collected on the 2023 warrant.
Is that on May 8th?
Yes.
And again, the same scan that we've been seeing, but now you've added tags for items that were collected on a different day.
Correct.
All right. Similar to the April 13th, 2022 search warrant, were assignments made for this search warrant
Yes.
personnel? And what was your role?
To photograph, assist in a search, and also assist in doing the matter report.
What areas of the scene were searched on this day?
Every room of the main home, as well as the attached garage and the detached garage and shop.
What specific items were you looking for pursuant to that search warrant?
We were looking for several different items relating to, I believe, electronics, as well as documents, and don't recall what else, to be honest.
That's okay. So we talked about Exhibit 1-15 D3. That's something that you helped create. That's the scan.
Yes.
I'm going to move to admit Exhibit 1-15 D3.
Okay, 1-15 D is in dog 3. Okay,
Right.
and just to clarify, I'm sorry, Your Honor, for me to speak with Mr. Run. So this is just adding on the tags from the 8th.
It's not, I mean, iterative, it is iterative, but it's not in addition to, they're just the tags from that day.
No objection.
1-15 D3 is admitted. Would you like us to publish?
Yes, please. Okay, so again, we're looking at the same scan, correct?
Yes.
And you have included tags for a different date that the house was searched.
Yes.
Scott, you can play the scan, please. And you mentioned that the whole house was searched again,
Yes.
and that included the bedroom.
Yes.
You were looking for electronics as well as documents. Does that sound right?
Yes.
That's what, just reminding you what you said before. Were there items pursuant to that search warrant that were located in the master bedroom?
Yes.
I'll wait till our video catches up before I ask you about this. All right, you can pause it there, Scott. So we see 2 green dots on the screen. Were you there when these items were located?
Not when they were located. I believe I was in a different room.
Okay, but you were the person that collected them?
Yes.
And when they were located, did they remain in their original condition until you documented them?
As far as I am aware, yes.
Take item 9-15 and go ahead and open it up. What is that?
It's an orange notebook.
And is that one of the items that was collected in May 8th of 2023?
Yes.
And is where that item was located depicted on your screen?
Yes, it is.
Where was this item located?
It's going to be that bottom green dot that's showing in the top drawer of the nightstand.
We're going to come back to this item. I'm not going to admit it quite yet. So we see another green dot. Do you know what was located where that is indicated?
Yes, it's a blue iPhone that was located inside the top drawer.
If you could grab exhibit 9-4, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
What is it?
it's a blue iPhone that was collected from that drawer that day.
It's in the same or similar condition to when it was, as it was collected on May 8th, 2023.
Yes,
Move to admit 9-4.
9/15, right?
This is correct.
Okay.
Does she have
No
FetLife
objection.
account? Yeah.
9-4, the blue iPhone is admitted.
And Scott, if you could show the witness exhibit 10-21. Do
R.I.P. Taco Supreme.
you recognize this?
yes.
What is it?
It's a photograph I took of where the cell phone was located.
Fair and accurate representation of where it was located that day.
Yes.
Move to admit 10-21
No objection.
and publish.
10-21 is admitted.
Publish, please. So we see, zoom back out for us. So we see a phone sitting on top of the dresser. Is that the phone that was collected?
That's a tablet.
Okay, and so where, we'll have Scott zoom in, where is the phone that you collected, that you just showed us?
To the right of the, I believe it is a pair of sweatpants.
And so it's kind of inside the drawer, leaning up against the front of the drawer. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And you mentioned that the detached office was also searched on that day.
Yes.
Scott, if we could have exhibit 1-15D7, D like Delta. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
This is the rendering of the detached garage and shop.
The same virtual scan, just of a different area of the home. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm going to move to admit 1-15D7.
I'm so sorry. This is a new matter report, 115D7. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, no objection.
115D7 is admitted.
Okay, and you can play that forward, Scott. And so was the office also searched for documents?
Yes, it was.
And similar to the other one, did you indicate on this virtual scan if there was a document that was collected
Yeah.
on May 8th?
Yes.
Oh, I don't see the tag on this one.
It's on.
Oh, where is it?
Give it a second.
I missed it.
There you
There
go.
it is. If we could pause the scan, please. I missed it the first time around. Was there a document collected from that location?
Yes.
If you could take exhibit 9-16 from your stack there. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
All right, and is that the item that was collected from there?
Yes.
Okay, we're not going to admit it this time. We'll come back to that document. Pursuant to this search warrant was, or not to this search warrant, but on that same date was a phone seized from Kouri Richins' person.
Yes.
If you could take exhibit 9-3, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a cell phone that was collected from Kouri Richins' person.
Same or similar condition as when it was collected on May 8th?
Yes.
We'll move to admit 9-3.
9-3 is admitted.
What happened with that phone after it was collected?
I believe it was downloaded by Detective O'Driscoll and then booked into evidence.
Was there a search made of the 282 Willow Court home on November 7th of 2024?
Yes.
Scott, if we could have exhibit 1-15D5.
Be sure to have the date one more time.
November 7th, 2024. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Same as all the other scans we've been looking at?
Correct.
You put different tags on there for items that were located on that day.
Correct.
Similar to the two other search warrants we talked about, were assignments made on that day?
Yes.
And what was your role?
To photograph and assist in document and search.
Same as the other searches?
Yep.
Okay. Again, what areas of the home were searched?
The entirety of the home, as well as the attached garage and the detached garage and shop.
I don't think I've moved to admit 115D5 yet. I'll do that now.
Is that the same?
Yes.
Yes. Any objection?
This one from November 7th, I'm so sorry, I'm trying to keep up. November 7th, the matter report is 115D5.
Correct.
No objection.
115D5 is admitted and published.
Go ahead and play it, Scott. What items were being, specific items you were looking for this day? Excuse me.
Handwritten document.
No, Joe, I have not talked about that, but also the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, is now suing him. So Gabe is going to be fighting everybody from his super yacht.
Did you locate any of those?
I assisted in photographing.
Document?
Yeah.
Okay, you could pause it there. We see purple circle on the screen there. Was a document located from that location on that day?
Yes.
Take exhibit 9-17. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And is that the item? What is it?
It's a handwritten document of what appears to be a timeline. It was located inside that the kitchen cabinet.
Fair and accurate representation of the document that was collected on that day?
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. Just a moment. I'm looking for exhibit 8-49. It's a binder.
There's one.
There is one up here. Ah, yes. You need to look at some handwriting items. Okay. I'm showing you in States Exhibit 8-49, tab 15. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Is this an item that was collected from the Richins home?
Yes, it was.
Was that collected during that November 7th, 2024 search warrant?
Yes.
And did you collect this item
Yes, I did.
and book it into evidence?
Yes.
You took photographs of it?
Correct.
If you could turn to tab 16, please.
The tab we were just on was
K15.
K15?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's coupons with handwriting on them. Like
This
Christmas
was,
coupons.
I'm sorry, I should let you finish.
You're fine.
Finish what you were saying before I ask my question.
It appears to be like Christmas coupons that are handwritten.
Another item that was collected from the Willow Court home.
Yes.
Did you take photographs of this item?
I took photographs, yes.
And did you book it into evidence?
I did not. I believe evidence tech matter booked that one in.
Okay, but it was booked into the evidence room.
Yes.
I want to talk about a few other items that were collected. Did you collect other electronics in particular? Or not collect, but I'm sorry, I should use more precise words. Did you book into evidence other electronics for this case?
Yes.
If you could grab exhibit 9-6, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
There are 2 cell phones that were collected from Robert Grossman.
And they were booked into evidence?
Yes.
Those items in the same or similar condition as when they were booked into evidence?
Yes.
Move to admit 9-6. You can open it up and let the jury see it.
Your Honor, we object to improper foundation. This individual can't testify who got those phones, that they came from Mr. Grossman. My understanding is they were just brought to her, and that's insufficient. We object.
Well, she can testify that these 2 phones were booked into evidence.
Right,
So
sure.
we can admit 9-6 as these 2 phones, right?
No. We need a foundation laid of how the chain of custody of those 2 phones. Who got them and who brought them to her before they can come in.
Didn't she just testify that they were, forgive me, I may have misheard the testimony.
May we have-
Yes, of course.
I mean, I don't. Aaron says, damn it, I caved and I'm watching this trial now. Well, I know the guy down in Columbus, I don't know when his court date got set, but we have that other cop case coming up too. I don't think it's going yet, Aaron. Do you know when it's set for? Jason Mead, I think it is. You guys got felted again, yeah. So I need to rehear, like, what's your grounds for it?
We need a foundation laid of how the chain of custody of those 2 phones. Who got them and who brought them to her before they can come in.
Didn't she just testify that they were, forgive me, I may have misheard the testimony.
May we have-
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, this is where they're going to argue chain of custody on some things. And this is where chain of custody on some issues becomes absolutely critical. Because remember, those phones are the ones like where she's like, house lawn to die in the cold, basically. Or this one's equivalent of, you know, how to delete your iPhone history.
Exhibit 9-6.
April
2 cell
16th,
phones
base.
identified, not yet admitted.
Yes.
We'll be doing that, April, Aaron. That'll be great. Don't you know? Yeah.
If you could
Oh, Tubin.
grab exhibit 9-18, please, and 9-19. Okay, let's start with 9-18. Do you recognize this item?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a photo that, sorry, it is a phone that was collected during a search warrant of a Lauder's residence.
What kind of phone is it? Just the model or the make of it?
It's a Samsung.
Okay, and is that phone the same or similar condition as when you booked it into evidence?
Yes.
And I'll treat this one the same as 9-6. And if you go ahead and show it to the jury. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't entered it yet. I'm sorry. If you could take exhibit 9-19, please. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It is a Motorola cell phone that was collected from off of Carmen Lombard's person.
Is that was that phone booked into evidence?
Yes, it was.
After, I'm going to move away from these specific phones and just talk about some things that the sheriff's office does with cell phones once they're collected. When cell phones are, after cell phones are booked into evidence, does the sheriff's office have the capability to download a cell phone?
We currently do.
What about in 2022? Did the sheriff's office have that capability in 2022?
No, we did not.
If the sheriff's office or an investigator in the sheriff's office wanted to get a download of someone's cell phone in 2022, how did that happen?
It was brought down to the RCFL,
What is the RCFL?
the Regional Forensics Computer Forensic Institution.
And so the downloads of the phones weren't done in-house at that time.
Correct.
And at some point, did that change?
Yes.
When was that?
Early of 2023.
What happened in early 2023 as it relates to cell phone downloads at the sheriff's office?
We obtained a program called Celebrate.
What is Celebrate?
It is a cell phone download program.
Are you certified to use Celebrate?
Yes.
Okay. How, not the technology part, but how physically, if you were going to download a cell phone, how would you do that?
We obtain the item from evidence and essentially plug it into the program, and then the program basically tells us what to do on the next steps, and it kind of breaks into the phone.
So kind of a plug and play type of thing.
Correct.
And you're certified to use Celebrate?
Yes.
Did you perform cell phone downloads in this case?
Yes.
Which cell phone did you download in this case?
A mind goblin. What is that? Is that like an Alex Jones like psychic vampire thing? The hell is a mind goblin? Like Cyrax isn't in trouble. Oh, mind goblin, these nuts. There you go. You got me, chat. Boom.
I downloaded a few.
Okay. Do you remember which ones?
I believe Hayden Jeffs.
Don't say the names.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I think the majority of them were iPhones.
Okay, that's fine. When a phone is downloaded using Celebrate, do you get a report after it's downloaded?
Yeah, it gives us the date, like the raw data.
Okay, from the phone.
Correct.
So turning away from cell phones now, I want to talk a little bit more about the Matterport scan. Did you use that, or first let me ask this way, does that software have the capability to do measurements? I think you mentioned that.
Yes.
Did you use the Matterport scan in this case to measure some certain distances?
Yes.
How was that done?
I select basically the X, Y, and Z coordinates on the scan itself and pretty much pick two separate points, and it will give you an accurate measurement within 1% error rate.
How do you know it's within 1% error rate?
It's according to their company.
Okay. And so you measured some areas of the home in this case?
Yes.
And did you verify those measurements after Matterport gave you the distances?
Yes, we also physically measured them on scene.
Okay. And so did you measure the area from the master bedroom to the kitchen?
Yes.
Was that distance 55 feet 2 inches?
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you measure the distance from the master bedroom to the front door?
Yes.
Was that distance 36 feet, a little over 36 feet?
Yes.
And you verified through that process you just described that those were accurate distances?
Correct.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Just a couple more questions for you. I want to go back to the Celebrate program and the cell phone downloads. Did you do a download for Kouri's blue iPhone in this case?
I assisted Detective O'Driscoll in the download.
What do you mean you assisted? Describe that process.
He started the download. It gave him an error, and then I assisted in doing some troubleshooting and starting the process of the download.
And so were you able to get a successful download of that blue iPhone?
Yeah, I was able to obtain the PIN code, and then Detective O'Driscoll finished it and obtained a download.
And just to be sure, let's show the jury which item we're talking about so we don't get the phones confused. We're talking about Exhibit 9-4.
It's a blue iPhone.
And this was the phone that where was this item collected from?
Inside the top drawer of the dresser in the master bedroom. It was leaning up against the drawer.
And this was collected on May 8th, 2023?
Yes.
Those are all my questions for you. Thank you.
I'm sure that makes sense. Would you approach for a moment? If you'd sit tight for just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop the presentation of evidence for today. At this point, we'll pick up cross-examination of Ms. Gibson tomorrow morning. I'm required to give you these instructions at the end of every day, and frankly, I should be doing it at the end of every or before every break, so please just humor me. Do not talk about this case with anyone. Do not let anyone else talk about it to you. This is off limits. You have to affirmatively avoid listening to, watching, or reading anything about the case, and do not take any actions to gain any information. So no research, no internet searches, no social media interactions about the case at all. Please travel safely. See you tomorrow morning, ready to go at 8:30. Please rise for the jury. Please have a seat. All right. Forgive my ignorance. Are you taking all this stuff back with you?
I was told I couldn't.
What's the plan, Brittany?
Anything that is illegal substance, she has to take.
Got it.
Yes, I'm sorry, not mine. Phones, I can take. Those phones.
Is that what you want to do?
You want to do what you're supposed to do.
Okay, sounds good. So let's be specific. We'll do this by number. Let's just do this on the record. Chelsea, if you would separate for us 9-5, that's the green iPhone. 9-2, 9-4, 9-3. Those are the 4 phones that have been admitted so far. So Brittany will take control of those as evidence clerk. The remaining items that were admitted are, or appear to be, medications and other substances that, as I understand it, the court's not taking custody of.
Other than the tweezers.
Yes. Which one was that?
9-10, I believe. 9-10.
Which date was that?
April 13th.
Okay. We'll take those. Do your notes show that we missed anything, Brittany? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Ms. Shervanek, anything else on the separation of what Technician Gibson will hold on to versus what the court will hold on to?
No, I think that's clear. I think we should most likely have a plan for what happens at the conclusion of evidence, because the jury will have it to deliberate.
Well, they're not going to get, we can talk about that.
Yeah,
There
I
are
just
rules
wanna-
that
I just
control what
wanna
they have
put it
access
out
to and how, and that's all in the Code of Judicial Administration.
But I think for now, Ms. Gibson would take custody of what she's told
Right.
to take custody of.
Ms. Nestor, anything else on this topic tonight? Okay.
Wanting to bring back all of this.
Yes.
Okay.
And also remember, you are proverbially still on the stand, so do not confer with anybody about your testimony.
Got it.
We'll start you back in tomorrow morning. Understood. Okay. You are free to pack up and go.
Can I get Brittany to sign?
Of
your custody
course.
Stuff?
Yep.
It'll make me feel better.
No, yeah, of course. Ms. Shervanek, Mr. Bloodworth, anything else on the record this afternoon?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor, Ms. Lewis?
Just that we would ask, and I have asked this, but a nice reminder that Mr. Bloodworth send us a list of witnesses that they intend to call for the next 2 days.
There you go. You fast.
And I also just did that to Mr. Ramos.
Okay.
Orally, I can put it in my.
Yes, please, if you could email it to us.
Sure. Okay. Mr. Ramos, anything else today?
Okay.
All right, folks, I appreciate your patience. We'll be in recess until, let's plan on 8:15 for council tomorrow morning. Thank you. Court's in recess.
All right, chat. So some of you guys are asking, where's evidence go? Exhibits that have been proffered and offered stay with the clerk or the bailiff typically, or like the court reporter. And in most cases, it's a court reporter who kind of is in charge of all the exhibits, and she'll have a big pile of them that she has to kind of take care of and safeguard. It all depends on the type of case, though. That's not an uncommon way of handling it. And I mean, so far, guys, I had to take the dogs out, but I didn't see anything impressive. Did you? So far? Not yet. Not yet. And with that said, let's move over to day 3. And just so you're aware, literally, like, they have like an hour, and nothing happens, apparently. Not like, I don't know why they only had an hour today, but they did. So maybe you guys can tell me what happened, but it was only like an hour long, so we're gonna blow through this. So here we go. So, all right, now here we go. Take dogs out because court ended and they needed out of the room. Well, har. No, the dogs just were like, oh, Afix, I got your thing. We need to open up our, I need to do that instead. We have actually good audio and stuff here from our friend Afix taking care of us. Leveled and captioned, says the man. All right. Here comes Woody's Roundup. You know, no one's best. He's the rootinest, tootinest, shootinest, and the cowboy in West. Look at this chat. We are just running through this already. And it's not 2 hours, don't worry. I promise.
You folks can have a seat as you come in. Thank you. And you are still under oath.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Ms. Nestor,
Here we
please
go.
proceed.
May it please the court. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Gibson, you and I have met before, but just for purposes of the jury, again, my name is Kathy Nestor, and I do represent Kouri Richins along with my co-counsel. So I wanted to start by just kind of revisiting what we discussed yesterday about your role in this case. So it's my understanding that you are, for purposes of saying it in easy, non-lawyerly way, you're the evidence lady, right?
Yes.
So all the evidence that's in this case kind of comes under your purview, right?
Yes, it does.
And you're responsible for being told when it's located, right?
Correct.
If possible, photographing it where it's found.
Yes.
If not possible, then making a log of where you're told it was found.
Correct.
Keeping those logs, safe and secure, right? Noting on the logs the day it was found, the location it was found, and by whom it was found.
Yes.
Making sure then that it's packaged in a way that it can't be tampered with later.
Yes.
And then storing the evidence in some way that is protected from the public or from tampering.
Yes.
And by the way, where do you store all of your evidence?
In our evidence room in the sheriff's office.
Here, just right across from this courthouse?
Correct.
And that room is locked?
Yes.
And only certain people have access to that room?
Correct.
And whenever anybody goes in or out of that room, they have to sign in, right?
It's a key card access, yes.
Okay. And then ultimately your goal is throughout the investigation, if someone needs to look at something, they got to go through you and you check it out and let them look at it and then check it back in.
Yes.
Right. And then you also, the plan is at trial, you're going to come with a box and you're going to show it to the jury. Some things they may be able to see, some they may not. But ultimately, you're going to hand all that evidence over to the jury. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, there's an exception for some types of evidence. For example, we've heard testimony in this trial about blood and bodily fluids and samples of tissue. You don't maintain those, correct?
Correct.
Pardon me?
Correct. Just to clarify, we do have a few items from the medical examiner's office that are stored in evidence.
But not fluid of nature, right?
No.
Because most of that is maintained by the medical examiner's office, right?
Correct.
Or the labs where those items were shipped.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other type of evidence that someone other than you has a hold of in this case?
Not that I know of.
Right. So one of the pieces of evidence that you were responsible for gathering in this case included the 911 call. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
And tell us what you did to obtain that call.
I believe I was booked into evidence on a USB.
On a little thumb drive?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever reviewed the USB and made sure that the call was in fact on it?
Yes.
And you verified that that was a true and accurate copy of the call?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, at this point, we would move to admit State's Exhibit 2-40, which is the 911 call in this case.
Is this, forgive me, just so I have context, this is the same as the one we've already heard?
I did a little snippet of it in my opening, but it has not come in yet.
Mr. Blegler.
Your Honor, it's Ms.
Oh, my apologies, Mr.
That's all right, Your Honor. My objection is based on hearsay. Certainly, there are portions of that call that may be admissible by the defense, but for odds loss of that, the state would object on the basis of hearsay.
Would you folks approve?
Sure.
Huh. You a bit on stuff that's on a subway going out of business? Like a walk-in in the assembly line thing? Let Phil know. Phil always wants to build a sandwich shop. The one thing I don't know, and maybe some of you out there know, I get they want to bring in some phone calls or something Kouri may have made or something that happened. Do you guys know what they're trying to introduce when they're going down this bit of the road here? Because obviously the defense was doing that. So what were they trying to get at? I don't know the answer to that question. My God, it's a long question.
Any other questions about foundation related to Ms. Gibson's receipt or preservation of the 911 number?
Do you recall who you received the 911 call from?
I don't recall off the top of my head, no.
Do you know whether you downloaded it yourself off of a county database?
I wouldn't have access to that. That would only be one of the supervisors in dispatch.
So one of the dispatch people gave you the thumb drive?
I don't know how it got from dispatch to me. It was booked into a locker, I believe.
And what is that?
On our evidence locker. So when it's booked into the sheriff's office, if a deputy books it in, it typically goes into the temporary locker where they drop the key and then we collect it.
Is that what happened in this case? A deputy dropped it off?
I believe so.
How do you typically in other cases gather the 911 call for evidence purposes?
It's either that way. Sometimes I will personally request it if the detective asks me to. But either way, it's just taken from the dispatch center and booked into evidence.
So once that thumb drive got into your evidence room, it was maintained safe the way that we just talked about with all your other evidence, right?
I believe so, yes.
So there's no reason to believe that the 911 call that you have would have been tampered with in any way?
Correct.
Okay. I think that's it, Your Honor, unless the court thinks I need more. Okay, we're going to come back to the 911 call later in the trial, okay? Court's indulgence for just a minute.
Of course.
Yeah, so I don't understand, but I understand why they came. Like, I get that part, but that's why are you like? They should really prep their witnesses better for that.
As another part of your duties, and I want to use our language really carefully here, so if you could match my language, that would be helpful, okay?
Okay.
Were there calls between Ms. Richins and her family that you obtained recordings of?
Can you clarify?
On about a weekly basis there for a while, were you downloading calls between Kouri Richins and her family?
Are you talking about jail calls?
Your Honor, move to strike and need to approach.
Move to strike too. Wow. Okay. Okay. Why is she asking this? I don't know. The problem is, guys, there's a lot we don't know because we don't know all the evidence. So it's really hard what they're getting at here. Half Irish says you can ask them. You can ask to meet with them. They won't meet with you, but you ask. But also, it's also kind of your ass when you're questioning them and they bring up like jail. It's your fault, kind of. So.
Time to time, there are legal issues that come up that I need to discuss with the attorneys at sidebar. This will happen throughout the course of the trial. There's no particular significance to any one of them. Second, please do not consider or speculate at any time during this case or during your deliberations about whether the defendant was or is in custody or was in custody at any time. That is not evidence of anything. You cannot consider that issue for any reason. Ms. Nister, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. There was a time where you downloaded home wave calls. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And those calls, when you would download them, you preserved those calls in the same way that you did all the other evidence, right?
Correct.
So it was kept in the evidence locker. No one could tamper with it or alter it.
Correct.
And some of those calls, there were transcripts made. Were you involved in the making of the transcripts of those calls?
No, I was not.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I'd like to go through with you kind of a timeline, I guess is the best word for it,
okay,
of your activities on this case. And I'm not going to retread what Ms. Shervinack already covered with you. I'm going to try to talk about things that she didn't cover so we don't exhaust the jury, okay?
Okay.
So I want to talk first about the night of Mr. Richins' death when you arrived on the scene. When you arrived on the scene, you did mention there were already people present. Is that right?
Correct.
When you were there, were they still conducting CPR or had they ceased their efforts to try to revive Mr. Richins?
They were not working on him, no.
Okay. So at that point, you knew this was going to be
They quit.
Scene, right?
Correct.
And was there somebody on the scene that was giving you tasks to complete, or were you just using your best judgment on what you needed to do while you were there?
I was there to assist Detective Woody.
So Detective Woody was the individual that kind of told you what she needed from you at the scene.
Correct.
Oh,
And when you
Detective
first
Woody's a
arrived,
girl?
what was it that she said
Oh.
she needed your assistance with?
I don't recall her exact words, but to assist in documenting the bedroom.
And you did that, right?
Correct.
Okay. And one of the pictures that you took was admitted yesterday. Just a minute. For purposes of the family, this is going to be a photograph of Mr. Richins' body under the sheet in case they'd like to step out. Can we pull up Exhibit 1-7 that was admitted yesterday and publish it, please?
You can do it first.
Okay.
Any objection, Ms. Sherman?
No, yeah.
Okay, we'll publish that now. One moment. There.
Okay. And this is a picture that you testified yesterday that you took. Is that right? That morning?
Correct.
All right. Above the head of Mr. Richins, under the bed, there is a crumpled up sheet. Do you see that?
Yes.
And if you look directly above it to the mattress, this is one of those beds. I'm guessing it's one of those adjustable beds that's divided in the middle.
Yes.
But you can see that there's a sheet on the mattress that's the furthest to the bottom of the picture. And there's not a sheet on the mattress closest to the window. Is that right?
Correct.
And do you have an understanding of why there was no sheet on that mattress?
Yes.
What is your understanding of that?
My understanding was dispatch had instructed Kouri Richins to do CPR on Eric Richins and was then instructed to try to get him on a flatter surface for CPR. In order to do that, especially with a male, they're typically larger in weight. And so she instructed her to pull off the sheet in order to get him off the bed.
So in other words, can't lift the body because it's literally dead weight, right?
Yes.
And so the idea is to undo the sheet from the bed and then pull him down to the ground where you could do CPR on a flat surface.
Correct.
And is that because, I mean, I don't even know if you know, is it not successful to do CPR if you're on a cushy surface because you go up and down, right?
Yeah, it's typically a little bit harder on the person.
Okay. All right. And is it your understanding that the sheet that's crumpled up under the mattress that has no sheet on it, that's the sheet that he was pulled to the ground on?
I believe so.
Right. And did you examine that sheet before it was put into evidence?
I don't recall how much I examined it, but I looked at it.
Do you still have that sheet in evidence?
Yes, we do.
Right. And is there any blood on that sheet?
I believe there was on this.
So if there was testimony here by EMTs that blood did not start coming out until after the EMTs were there, is it fair to assume that the sheet was under Mr. Richins when the EMTs were working on him?
Can you
That I understand what you're getting at, but no, the answer is I don't fucking know. Because like maybe the sheet felt like maybe it was there and then it fell into the blood. Maybe they were mopping up blood with it. That's a little bit of a weird question. I know what she's trying to ask. That was a little drawn out though.
phrase like the sheet
Let me
underneath
ask
him?
this way. Why did you feel that that was an important piece of evidence to gather and keep?
She
Because
has
it
no
was what he
lips.
died on.
Perfect. That's what I needed. Thank you.
She's lipless.
Right.
No,
You
I
can take that
understand
back.
what they're getting at. I understand what they're getting at.
You also, I believe, said that you photographed other areas of the bedroom, right?
Yes.
And one of the photographs that you took, I believe, was the photograph of the nightstand, which was Exhibit 1-9. Can we please publish that to the jury? Exhibit 1-9. It was admitted yesterday, Your Honor. Oh, thank you. I gotta get a screen on this thing. Okay, and that's the picture that you took as well, right?
Correct.
Now, when you took that picture, there's a wallet on the nightstand.
Yes.
Do you know how that wallet got there?
I believe it was placed there. I don't recall who placed it. It was there when I arrived, but I was told that it was retrieved from the kitchen.
So is it fair to say then that anything under that wallet that might have been residue on the nightstand could have been altered or changed by placing the wallet on the stand that night?
Not by just placing the wall on top of an object.
Did you ever pick up the wallet and photograph what was underneath it?
Yes, we did.
You did pick up, and where's that photograph?
I believe Omi Sessions documented that.
Okay. And did you open the drawers and photograph what was in the drawers of the nightstand?
I don't believe so, no.
Were you aware at that point that a hydrocodone bottle had been removed from one of the drawers?
I didn't know where it had come from, and it was taken with the decedent.
Okay. So you did not take the hydrocodone bottle into your custody?
No.
Did you open it and photograph the inside of it?
I believe that was Omi Sessions.
Okay. So you can't testify whether there were pills in it or not at the time?
No, I cannot.
Did you ever recover that pill bottle back?
No, we did not.
Okay. I thought that was one of the pill bottles you introduced yesterday. Not?
No.
That was a different hydrocodone bottle?
Which hydrocodone bottle are you referring to?
So yesterday you introduced a packet, and you remember we came up and you were trying to untape the bottle and look in one of them, but there was another pill bottle with that one. Where were
Yes,
those taken
Stardust,
from?
it is.
Fits in that same packaging from the master bedroom, the master bathroom, like linen closet area.
Okay, so the hydrocodone bottle you introduced yesterday was found in the bathroom.
I'm going to object. That misstates the evidence.
Would you like some more foundation, Ms. Nestor?
How do you know where it was found?
I was there that day, and it was found in the bathroom.
Okay,
And when you say it, for my benefit,
Any clarification?
yeah,
Yeah.
it could be. I need a.
Okay.
I may be prone to trouble here.
Let's
You be
do this.
specific about which item you're referring to.
let's make it really easy. Let's pull your package out because you still got them with you,
Yes,
right?
I
You
do.
got your box. Okay, let's pull out package number. Just a moment. I shall find it.
Is it 9-1?
I'm looking. Yes. Okay, may I approach your honor just for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
You take it out. Sorry. Make it little. No, that's gorgeous. Oh, you're right. That's the micro, whatever it is. It's recycling. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so that was my bad. I got the bottles mixed up. So the bottle you just looked at was something called monocycline or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And that was a prescription for Ms. Richins.
Correct.
Okay, so those were found in the bathroom.
Yes.
And that includes the quetiapine.
Quetiapine.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and those were found in the bathroom.
Correct.
And where was the quetiapine bottle found?
It was in one of the baskets that was in that linen closet in the master bathroom.
Okay. So what happened to the hydrocodone bottle that was sent with the body of the decedent?
It's under the medical examiner's office protocol to keep that until they're done.
So you don't have that bottle?
I do not know.
So all we have is a picture of that bottle.
Correct.
So it has never been taken for testing by you to anyone?
Correct.
So if there was fentanyl residue in that empty pill bottle from 2016, we won't know it because you never took it to be tested, right?
I was never given the bottle, no.
Okay. While you were there that day, you also did not take any photos of the kitchen. Is that right?
Correct.
And chat, this is where the crack forms in the case, and the defense is going to try to wiggle into it. If that hasn't been done, that's something they obviously know. The ME has that bottle, yes, but it sounds like she would have been the one in charge of taking it out to go run it, and it never happened. So, yes, because the idea is he died over fentanyl overdose. So, how do you know there wasn't fentanyl in that bottle? I mean, it's not a good argument, chat, but it's all they got.
And you did not take any photos of the kitchen sink?
Correct.
Or what was in it?
Correct.
And you did not take into your custody any items that were in the kitchen sink. Is that right?
Correct.
And you also did not take any pictures of the closet.
Correct.
And later, we've had pictures be introduced. When you did your Matterport walkthrough, we saw an image of a green jacket where the gummies were kind of sticking out of a pocket. That green jacket, you can't say whether that was there the day that you were there or not.
I cannot. And just to clarify, I did take, I think, 2 photos of the closet, just not that side of the closet.
Okay. So you took photos of, and I'm using this from my experience, but in my house, there's a woman's side of the closet, which is much bigger, and a very small man's side of the closet. Is that the way it was set up in Ms. Richins' house?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you also did not go inside the cabinet over the toilet when you were taking pictures of the bathroom and open the cabinet and see if there were gummies in there, did you?
I did not.
Okay. Also, there was a picture that has come in your Matterport where there was a little dot above the refrigerator where you said that some gummies in a clear plastic bag were found, right?
Correct.
And you didn't go above the kitchen and open that cabinet and take any pictures that morning?
No, I did not. You're referring to the morning of the death.
Correct. Thank you for helping me be specific. I'll try to keep my dates straight. So since you were personally the one who knows where every single thing was found, isn't it true that all the gummies, with the exception of the gummies that were found in the jacket in the closet, were all stored high up where children would not be able to reach them?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. Just 1 second. I think we're going to move to another day. Oh, you mentioned when you were describing paraphernalia that you did not see any paraphernalia that day. Is that right?
The day of the death?
Yes.
Correct.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get better.
You're fine.
The day
You're
of the
good.
death.
Correct.
And you mentioned paraphernalia is things that we might be familiar with, which would be like bongs or vape pens or scales or little baggies you would put drugs in or something like that, right?
Correct.
Things that would store drugs.
Correct.
Is it possible that if
Sorry, chat. No, I have something in my ear. I'm trying to clean it out. I don't know what happened. So, why don't I stop? Sorry. What the hell happened here? I didn't pause it. Did it freeze up? Oh, it froze. No, 2.0 had the ear bug. Yeah, we're boofering. 103. Okay. Let's try this again.
Better.
You're fine.
The day
You're
of the
good.
death.
Correct.
And you mentioned paraphernalia is things that we might be familiar with, which would be like bongs or vape pens or scales or little baggies you would put drugs in or something like that, right?
Correct.
Things that would store drugs.
Correct.
Is it possible that if someone had, in your experience, when you've been to scenes, have you experienced where people put pills in different bottles than what the bottle actually says they are when they're illicit drugs?
You're talking about like prescription bottles?
Mhm.
Yes.
So if you saw an empty prescription bottle near the body that had expired 6 years before, could that possibly be paraphernalia? If it was used to store illicit drugs?
If it was used to store illicit drugs, it could be considered.
Okay, thank you. You also, that day of the death, you did not go upstairs at all, correct?
Correct.
You also did not go downstairs.
Correct.
Since then, you've walked through, viewed, videoed, measured this whole entire house. You're aware now that there's a kitchen downstairs, right?
Correct.
And are you also aware that there was liquor stored downstairs?
I was not.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I don't. It looked like I'm dealing with clutter. Oh. Yes, I know how many are in my ears. Don't remind me. It's hard to sleep sometimes when that
Did you
happens.
notice in all these tours that you did and videos that there was an actual beer fridge downstairs filled with beer?
On the day of the Matterport, or which day we were?
Any day you were there.
I don't recall.
Did you notice there was liquor bottles in the cabinet in the kitchen downstairs?
I believe there were some. I'm not sure about how many, though.
Did you ever photograph any of those?
If I did, it would have been in my overall photographs.
Also, the day of the death when you were taking photographs, did you photograph anything in the kitchen trash?
No, I didn't photograph the kitchen.
Right. Did you notice anything set around the kitchen? For example, cut up limes or drink mixes or anything on the counter? Did you notice any of that?
I didn't enter the kitchen.
Never even went in it?
No.
Thank you for clarifying that. And I won't waste my time with more questions about the kitchen. Okay. So let's move now to the next time that you were in that house, which my understanding would have been April the 13th of 2022. Is that right?
Correct.
And what was the reason you were there?
We were there to serve a search warrant.
And this is going to seem like a silly question, but I need to make the record. So when you all execute a warrant of a home, do you tell the people in advance, hey, FYI, we're going to be at your house at 9 and we're going to be searching everything you own? Do you do that?
I don't.
No. As a matter of fact, it's important for searches to be done well and done professionally that the person not know they're coming, right?
Correct.
And you guys actually take pretty extreme steps to make sure the person's not tipped off that you're about to search their entire house, right?
Correct. But just to clarify, I am not law enforcement officer. I'm not sworn, so that's up to the detectives.
I appreciate you making that distinction. I will not suggest otherwise. But you are certainly a critical part of the search process, right?
Correct.
And why is that?
I'm there to document everything and photograph, collect anything of importance.
So really, I mean, you're like the hub of the whole search, right? Like everything's coming to you that they find in that house.
Correct.
All right. So I know you're not a sworn officer. Maybe you don't carry a gun, but you sure are important to the search process.
Correct.
Okay. So knowing that and knowing your role, you would never tip someone off that you were coming to search through all their personal belongings, would you?
No.
And is there any reason that you all believed that Ms. Richins knew in advance you guys were coming to her house?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Well, let's find out if she has any knowledge, and we'll know whether or not speculation.
I would just ask like a more precise question. I think, and I'm not picking on Ms. Nestor, but I think it was you all, and I think we just need a little more.
Can we just limit the
detail.
question to
Yes.
Ms. Gibson?
It's a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Y'all is just in my,
Okay.
I'm
my
not picking
blood.
on her. I just want to be clear.
I'll try not to say
Would
y'all.
you restate the question and limit it to this witness?
I'm happy to. I will try to keep y'all out of my vocab, but it's hard. It's deep in there. Did you have any reason to know that Ms. Richins either suspected there was a search coming or knew there was a search coming?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So what steps did you, not y'all, what steps did you take to prepare to go to that house that morning on the 13th?
I just made sure I had enough equipment to bring to the home, whether it be packaging, tape, property seizure forms, stuff like that.
Was there a debriefing prior where all the officers and you talked about how you were going to approach the home, how you were going to approach Ms. Richins, what the plan was once you got there?
I believe there was a briefing beforehand, yes.
Did you attend that briefing?
I don't recall, but I believe I was in there for part of it.
Okay. And how many officers were planning on being at that search? to your recollection?
I couldn't put a number on it. I'm not sure.
Rough estimate of how many people were in that debrief.
I'd say at least 5.
Okay. And when you all got to the scene, did you drive your own vehicle?
No, I drove a evidence van.
And how many police cars do you remember being at the scene that morning or throughout that day?
I don't recall. I'd say at least a couple.
When you arrived on the scene, was Ms. Richins in the home?
I don't believe so, no.
Did she at some point return to the home, or were you not even involved in that process?
I don't believe I was involved in that process.
So you never even saw her that day?
I don't believe so.
At any point were you asked to go check on the items that were in her vehicle when she was stopped that day?
No.
So you don't know what was in her truck the day that she was pulled over?
No.
And no one ever asked you to like say, hey, these items were in the truck where she was removed from during our search?
I don't believe so. And just to clarify, you're referring to the April 13th.
Yes, all these questions are the 13th until they switch, okay? So no one asked you to inventory any of the items in her personal vehicle?
No.
Did the search warrant cover the vehicles in the house?
I believe there were 2 vehicles inside the garages that were included. I'm unaware. I wasn't part of that part of the search during her stop, so I'm unaware.
Okay. Do you remember the weather that day?
It was winter. It was cold.
It was really cold, right?
Yeah.
Snow on the ground. Remember when we used to have snow in Park City?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. How long were you at the house that day? The 13th?
Believe we were there for about a half day. We were there for several hours.
Was there also a member there at the home on that day from the U.S. Postal Service that you can recall?
Yes.
What's his name?
Believe it's Smoot.
Right. Agent Smoot. Why was Agent Smoot there? What was your understanding of his role at the search?
My understanding was pursuant to the search warrant, they were looking for anything that could have been mailed to the house that would have contained drugs or paraphernalia.
Right. And Mr. Smoot works for the Postal Service, so he would be looking for things that were mailed, right?
Correct.
Like illegal drugs?
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, did he ever give you any that day to check into evidence, anything that was an illegal drug or a postage that looked like it was connected to illegal drugs?
Not that I recall.
All right. Was it your understanding? You okay?
I just need some napkins. Sorry.
Oh.
Ms. Nestor, I have a scheduling conflict at 9:30. Is this an appropriate place to
Sure.
pause?
Sure is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is no fault of the attorneys. I have an unavoidable scheduling conflict from 9:30 to 10:30. We didn't want to lose all of that time this morning. We have gotten as much done as we could. We're going to take a recess. Fair reminder, please don't talk about this case or anything related to it. You are free to talk about everything else, current events, your family, sports, whether the Spurs are actually going to make it to the finals. That's all fair game. But please, no talking about this case. You are allowed to use your personal devices during this recess, but do not use them to post about the case or to do any research, and please avoid any social media or other reports about the case during that time. Thank you for your patience. I promise we'll get back on the record as soon as we can. Please rise for the jury. Folks, have a seat, please. This gets in during this break, like overnight. You are proverbially still on the stand.
Yes,
Please
this is
isolate yourself
yours.
from
This is your day 3, buddy.
Okay. The court is in recess until 10:30. Thank you for your time.
So they're going to take a break here, chat. And I think there's like a little, I don't think there's actually, oh yeah, there's like a little bit here. Okay. So let's see what happens. So, yeah, they never came back. Yep. He's just like, fuck this shit. I'm going home.
Something that these lawyers and these parties have no control over. I am recessing for the rest of the day. We will have you come back tomorrow morning, ready to go at 8:30 a.m. Between now and then, same instructions.
Also, it's my understanding they don't do Fridays.
Please do not speak about this case with anyone. Please not allow anyone to speak about the case from Palmer will watch over it. You can just step to the podium for a moment. You are still, in effect, under oath and on the stand, so you cannot confer. You go at 8:30.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah. So Kouri Richins looks terrified right now. So yeah, apparently there's no the hours of nothing that calls it. Yeah, the judge got hammered at lunch. Totally don't go send DMs to me. I respond to every DM I get. The judge changed the no Friday rule because of the perceived length of trial. Are you fucking serious? So we got a Friday to watch also? Fuck! Damn it! That's no good. But yeah, guys, as David kind of jokingly asked me in his comment, I mean, there's not a whole lot of evidence yet that says Kouri Richins did it. But they haven't introduced any evidence that shows doubt yet, really. So, you know, like, obviously we know there's more to the story just based on what they've shown. Yeah. Kibet says the judge has a meeting and proceeds to down an entire bottle. Like, well, no, it's a jug when it's Kharkov. Yeah, or maybe the judge is that Kamchatka guy. Maybe he likes that Kamchatka vodka that comes in the vodka that comes in the jug that you can squish. That's it right there. It's not going to be 4 weeks. It's not going to be 4 weeks. Manny says the whole going out drinking the night of his death is an issue. It's an issue, but like there's nothing to indicate that he threw up on his own vomit. Unless you're going to argue he got all drunk and started doing fentanyl, which I don't know. I don't know about that. So, I don't know. Zero doubt she handled everything. Yeah. If the defense keeps up its own goals, it will take a month. Fuck. Guys, we're going to have to stick with this. You know, fucking A. She went out drinking on the night of his death. Drinking. Oh, I think you said he went out drinking. I know they had drinks at the house. Have you talked about the ruling the judge made in the Robinson case? Not yet. We'll talk about that on Thursday. You know, yeah, the prosecutors aren't disqualified. I mean, that's pretty obvious and makes sense. So, oh, she had celebratory drinks to celebrate her house after he died. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm confused. Oh, he died at like 3 a.m, and you're saying that night, later that day, at 3 a.m, he's dead. The rest of the day goes by, and that night she goes out and gets fucking plowed. Oh, that's not going to look good. Becky Joe says they're predicting 4 weeks, which will make me think it's 6. Oh, my God. If we're really going to do that. I'm going to have to do it like Runkle style or Peter Trago style. And like, I don't know how he speed runs it unless he's got people watching it ahead of time for him. But God, we're going to have to condense some shit because I don't know if I like, oh my God. Aaron says, damn it. I mean, we'll stick through it, but it's just, She could drink with Sarah Boone, yeah. Yeah, Josh says, from what I agree. I understand everything there. I agree with you. Hey, Fix, you're going to start writing Clydes in the subtitles? That would be funny. Oh, Tragos listens on 4 times X. Oh, I thought he had like an advanced party who does it. Because his reviews are very short, comparatively speaking. Your queen is innocent, Bob. Oh. James Reed said, so why should you only give him like 1 times a death dose instead of 4? Well, I think the argument would be she didn't know what it was. She's like, I don't know how much it is. I just gave him a lot to kill him. So Trago speaks it 3 times. So yeah. You know what though? I enjoy Peter. I enjoy his shit. I enjoy his content. So yeah. There's no way I could do it that fast. I think that'd be too hard for everybody. So real quick, we got some other comments here. BobTube for $2 doodle says try again. A. Stephen Cooper, who's been here for 26 months. It's a long time, man of the trenches. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. I. Spud Gun for £2 sterling. The King Sterling says G. Tech Guy South has been a member for 11 months. It's only been 11 months. Feels like it's been 11 years, says you. Yes, they are the same. Well, not all the same defense team, but the lead is for sure. So, yes. Yes, they're involved in Charlie Kirk's defense. That's what happens when you're the varsity squad. You get to play in the big game. If there's a bunch of big games, you get to play in a bunch of big games. So. Let's see here. The lead is called Two Chins. Yeah, well. Makes me happy when you say the King Sterling. Well, if it's the Queen Sterling for a while. The more the Washington Generals than the varsity squad. No, they're not. I mean, what do you they're trying to work with what they got. Johnny Cochran and Jose Baez probably wouldn't be much better off here. So. No. Oh, Louis and Clyde are trying to play. Wish I could show you guys. So. Do you see the email that you sent me? No. Well, chat, there's a bunch happening in Iran coming up. There's a lunar eclipse coming up. Trump was born under a lunar eclipse. It's also Purim coming up, the Jewish holiday. And it's, all kinds of things are coming up. And the last time, yeah, there's a lot going on there. But yeah, this weekend is probably going to be it. I think they go. Hold on here. Hold on, chat. Sorry. Luke is in there, and Luke asked me all these questions, and he's like, if this happened, what do you think? And I'm like, sounds like it happened. And I'm like, sounded really fucking awful. There was a high-speed vehicle chase with Vince McMahon. Yes, we are going to go through that on Thursday as well. But yes, Vince McMahon hit the wall, chat. It is Bentley. So we'll go through that. Take a look at it. Let's see here. Kia Pat says they can't go. Apparently the Gerald Ford's having plumbing issues. That's alleged. Everywhere I've seen that is they're going off of some bullshit from I don't know if that's true at all. So let's see here. What else is there? The Ford is a waste of money. We need a new class of carriers. They're starting to scrap. The Nimitz is up on the chopping block. It's getting decommissioned later this year. So, yeah, the Ford had plumbing issues previously. Yeah, according to Jim Cornette, Vince is always an aggressive driver. Well, you have to be aggressive shitting in women's hair. Yes. It's not uncommon for new ships to have plumbing issues. I mean, it's the ship of its class. It's not a surprise it's having issues. Yeah, all the CVNs have it too. But the Ford had a like brand new plumbing system invented for it and designed. It's gonna happen a lot. The Ike doesn't have many deployments left either. Well, is it the Ike or the Nimitz that's going down? Hold on. Because they're all set. They're all starting to get to the end of their life cycle. Well, a couple of them are getting to the end of their life cycles. All right, let's see. Ships of their class. And we'll do some education tonight, chat. We're not talking about hunting tonight, but we're gonna do this, yeah. Okay. So we start off. You have the Nimitz built in 1968. It was laid down, commissioned 1975, and it went through its refueling and overhaul in 1998. So over 25 years ago. The Ike, 1977. It's been under, it's for 20 years. These are the two oldest ones. They're going to get decommissioned in order. Then there's the Carl Vinson. It's a little newer. Then like the Theodore Roosevelt. 1986 it was commissioned. The Abraham Lincoln was commissioned 89. The George Washington in 92. The John C. Stennis, and you might be he is a senator from Mississippi and also Secretary of the Navy. The Navy had a lot of that was kind of weird when he got the shit named after him. But anyways, it's still currently in refueling and complex overhaul because literally they have to cut a hole in the fucking boat to pull out the reactor and refuel it. So it's literally they cut a hole in the ship and then they re-upgrade it. So the John C. Stennis is getting all the upgrades these guys got after it, and the Ford has. It's not going to have emails, but they're going to catch it up as much as they can. The George Washington, 1992, we did that, Stennis. The Harry Truman in 1998, the Reagan in 2003, and the George H.W. Bush in 2009. So, yeah. What did I say? The Ike, is that named after Israel? No, the Dwight D. Eisenhower. It's a Dwight D. Eisenhower. Its nickname, Dwight D. Eisenhower's name was Ike, his nickname. So, here. His nickname was Ike. So, if that helps you, that's who he is. So, anyway, that's anyways, that's where Ike is. That's where Ike got his nickname. So no, I did say Kike, and it's not about Israel. But it's old as fuck. And they're about to, we got to start taking care of them. The Autism is Strong Nights every night. Yes, the Eisenhower, the Navy instructor I had at A school, was on it and loved it. Yes. Yep, his campaign slogan was "We like Ike," and it worked. Yes, everything in U.S. politics is about Israel. Yes. So, I thought Stennis was SecNav. I'm pretty sure he was. John C. Stennis. He was senator. Okay. He was a trial level prosecutor in Brown v. Mississippi. Where kids were whipped for their confessions. Okay. I already like this guy. He was the first chairman of the Senate Ethics Committee, also chaired the Armed Forces Committee. Let's see here. So why did he was the Navy helped, he helped the Navy out a lot, I thought. So hold on here. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to ask. Why did John Stennis have a carrier named after him? I thought he was yeah, so Yeah, he just did a lot of military support and increased military funding. Tech guy says, I'm from Mississippi. I know this. He was senator for 1,000 years. It looks like it. Holy shit. Oh, hold on. Is he still alive when they did it? Oh my God. That dude is old as shit. 1978. Look at him. Oh no. That's rough. Stennis being sworn in 1940. God damn. He was in office nearly 50 years. Holy shit. Holy shit. Trent Lott, I remember him. He took over. Theodore Bilbo. Oh. Well, almost like Baldo, but member of the Mississippi House from Kemper County, 1928. God damn. He went to the University of Virginia. Okay. When was this guy born? 1901. Damn. Fucking old man. Fucking old as dirt. Boydster says, isn't this about the trial? Why am I seeing politics? Yeah, we're done right now. We were just commenting on probably what's going to happen this weekend. So, sorry. But yeah, the trial's over for now. Stennis was Chuck Schumer before Chuck Schumer. Huh. He's almost old enough to be president. Oh. Nina Infinity got Anna Kasparian on her channel right now? No. No way. No way. I don't believe you. I don't believe it. But yeah, anyway, guys, I don't know what's left for Kouri Richins to do here. We're gonna have to see as far as it goes. I don't know what else we can get at this point. Oh my God. Our queen is there, chat. So have Viruses mod me and I'll link it. Well, I don't want to. Yes, I LARP as a geopolitical analyst. Yeah. So but anyways, I think it's probably gonna happen this weekend. So sadly. Because what we need is another war. Luke says the only thing I know about our military history is us dying to either get the Turks or Greenpeace. Yeah. Well, New Zealand, hey, they did pretty they fought hard at Gallipoli. And then well, you guys didn't do anything about Greenpeace. The French bombed the Rainbow Warrior, not you guys. French intelligence did that. So with that said, chat, we will start up again tomorrow, 6:30, same time, start day 4. Remember, we will start right on time because we have to get going because we have the 9:30 show. We are not going to stop. And yeah, we'll get done with that. And we'll figure out what we're going to do. We'll figure out what we're going to do from there afterwards. I think we'll just do locals. I don't know. We'll figure out what happens. But yeah, so far, I'm not, they haven't introduced evidence that Kouri did it. But obviously, we know it's out there. So yeah. I'm afraid of fat camp with the next draft. Well, if they're drafting me anyway, they got problems. Shredder says, are we doing models tonight? No. I'm gonna be quiet here and take care of some things and go sit with the doggos. You guys, well, I don't know. I was thinking about it. I don't know. Not tonight, guys. I gotta go sit with the doggos and keep them company. Like, they've been really tough about what's going on. So 2.0 is not here. Gotta rub one out the. Why is your mom drop something new? Did your mom put out new stuff? I mean, she didn't mail me is she like mailing set of panties again? All right, guys. So we're gonna end it here. Like I said, I'm gonna spend some time with the doggos, and I will catch you guys tomorrow night. So thank you all for being here, and just remember, until next time, I got a fresh jar of Jif. Oh yeah, nothing but the best for these dogs. Just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Good night, chat.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the